Yes, sir. We live. Vibes episode today, my son. What good, Tegan? What good?
Yeah, man, Mumba, man. Big up to the Virgin Islands. You know, it is a week
Yeah, big
before the
up.
Super Bowl. We're here just vibing out tonight, just reflecting on some of the episodes and some future episodes coming up. It's good to see
Yeah,
you, my
man.
brother. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. It's always good to see you, man. You are a busy man, man. You do so much work for so much people, man. So, it's always good to see you.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready once again to go to the national team. You know, we're getting ready to compete in Puerto Rico once again, the second leg between us and Canada. So
Okay.
we'll be leaving from February 17th to the 23rd. So hopefully we can represent and get a couple of W's and go to the next level. So hopefully the VI is ready for you.
Yeah, man. That'd be good, man. That'd be good. That's good that you guys able to like travel and stuff still, man, and play, man. So that's good.
Man, the protocol is crazy. I ain't man, we you have to take so many tests, so many COVID
That's
tests. Now they
crazy.
want to take a blood test for antibodies. I mean, FIBA is going off the wall with all these things. So, you know, it's all about safety first and foremost. And thank God none of us ever really contracted the virus, which is COVID. And we pray that we continue to be healthy. Coach Bo is doing a great job in terms of getting the players them ready and getting them together. And hopefully next week we'll start our practice and get ready to go to Puerto Rico and represent the Virgin Islands very well.
That's good, man. That's good. Have you seen that story? I think is it China or yeah, it gotta be China where the new way to test COVID tests.
Oh man,
I
Mumba.
hope they don't try that on you. That's the thing.
Mumba, if they bring that test, I am not going, dude. For
Ah,
who don't know what Mumba talking about, this is called, I think they call it the anal test.
yeah, the anal test.
Oh
The
my
anal test.
goodness.
COVID test.
I thought it was all about prostate cancer, but no, that man switch it up, son. No, that man got a new test, son. This thing is getting worse and worse. Now you hear Fauci say we gotta wait 3 or 4 months. I mean,
Oh my
man,
god.
as long as they ain't come with a plastic bag over my head, I think I'm good. That's all I say.
That's true, man. That's true. That's true.
It's ridiculous to say the least. To tell you the truth, it's really ridiculous. But like we say, safety first, man. I just hoping and praying this year, 2021, that we can actually get our youths them back playing the sport that they love. The evidence and the science are already proven that the youths them don't really transfer this virus and get this virus that affect them at that rate.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much time that we start opening up and let these youths play. We're depriving them in terms of their physical activity, and we're creating a lot of idle minds. So that's my biggest prayer.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Cause up here, man, the high school season it flowed good, man. Honestly, it flowed good. Like you just said, like they use them. It hasn't been no big breakout to it. Like a kid got it here, a kid got it there, but it wasn't like the whole team got it or anything like that. So the season went good and stuff. They just been extra clean. Kids wear masks on the bench. Like how the NBA has it spread out with the cheers, and I think NCAA too. They just did that with the kids up, yeah, man. Same thing, and everything been flowing good. No issues, no complaints, man.
I feel you. I mean, the NFL has pretty much shown us a great protocol in terms of what they're doing. Now they're letting in fans, even in New York, which is kind of crazy because, I ain't gonna get into that. But the fact
Yeah,
that now they find ways to let fans in for the NFL playoff, it shows that you could have been doing this all along.
yeah,
Obviously, safety first, but like you say, in the States, all the high school games have been flowing nicely. The football games, the basketball games, them in the States, them that are open. And we in the Virgin Islands need to take a little plea from them, and
yeah.
just open up the schools them safely so our youths them can get back doing something that they love all their life growing. And it's a whole year. It's gonna be a whole year and a half they haven't played, man.
Yeah, that's a
This is
long time.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
This
even during the summer up here, AAU the travel tournaments or something, the AAU basketball, same thing. They've been they've been going good, man. No issues or anything, no big breakout or one kid got it and then next everybody got it. Nah, it's just been good. Like with the games, them the only thing they've been doing is like once you play a game and everybody finish, they go outside the gym. They clean up the gym and then they let everybody else in for the next game time and stuff. and just cleaning throughout the game, making sure everybody with the mask and all that stuff, man. So even during the summer, they had tournaments and stuff, and everything flows smooth, man. None of the organizations who holds the tournaments had any issues or any
That's big
shutdowns
time.
or anything like that. Yeah. So it's been going good. Shout out to everybody who tuning in and everybody watching. Good evening, good night, good afternoon to all. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, that's big time, and that's that. Like I said, that's a level I think we need to get to in terms of the Virgin Islands. I
Yeah,
mean, sometimes I think we're a little behind because we always piggying back on what's happening in the States. When I think we have the capability to do our own research, do our own studies,
that's true.
see how effective the mask wearing is. Even some of the people who already took the vaccine, how effective all that is. We shouldn't just sit back and wait for people to give us the results. We have the capability to do it ourselves. And once we have the data and we have the science, then we can go forward and start making, very intelligent decision. And I think we ain't doing that right now. We just sitting back, waiting pretty much what the CDC and stuff recommending. And it's hamstringing us. I mean, we are really dying for sports in the VI. We are dying.
Yeah, man.
It's that bad.
They need to get, man. The kids them need it, man. They
Yeah.
definitely need to have it. They just gotta just be extra. Just be safe, man. Clean, safe.
Yeah. It's
So
that bad, man.
surprised like softball and baseball. Those sports, people more spread out too. So I'm surprised that haven't been. You know.
Well, few sports really has been approved. Softball, baseball, tennis, golf. What the other sport is? Yeah, there maybe one more, but that's basically it. But the main sports that like we play in the VI in terms of soccer, basketball for sure,
Yeah.
football. Those are the sports that are not yet, you know, those are still sports that are still in quarantine, so to speak. So we have to find a way to get back our kids then back in the gym. We don't need to do contact sports, and I think that's a big misnomer of the people who are making these decisions. You can still train kids without there being contact in terms of basketball, in terms of
Yeah.
football, so to speak. You have stuff that called individual workout where you can get the kids them in, doing a lot of drills, getting the drills them in. They don't have to be playing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 5-on-5, and so to speak. They can still work on their ball handling, work on their shooting, work on their conditioning. So there's a lot of ways that they can still get their work in and still be in protocol. So I don't really know who are giving the the advice in terms of shutting down these sports, but within each and every one of these sports, you can always do something to get your game better individually.
That's true. That's true. Hopefully, man, it's a new year, man. It's been a whole year, so hopefully there is some changes, man. So even up here in the schools, man. Like my kids that going to school, physically going to school. My daughter been physically going to school since October. I want to say, and everything been running smooth, man.
Well,
So
the private school here are open up. My daughter going to school as well, and they've been doing fine. It's the public school right now is really trying to get themselves up and running, but the private schools, they've been going to school all throughout the pandemic, and they had no problem. So it proves once you put the protocol in place, our kids then can continue to go to school. So I don't really know. Obviously, public schools have a lot more kids and a lot more procedures and a lot more concerns. But
yeah,
that's way above my pay scale. We don't know. We need somebody for education to come in and handle that one.
yeah. Who's the big dog? I don't know who's the big dogs in it.
Yeah, we don't really have no big dog with that one.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to say, man, I catch a little bit of Akin. I want to apologize to him. I miss, I had some problems. I couldn't come on, but I watched a little bit of his show, and he had a really great episode. A great ball player from St. Thomas.
Yeah.
One of the best shooters that came out of St. Thomas. A lot of people didn't know that he was a very good shooter, very great defender. That was his calling card. He could really defend the 1, the 2, sometimes the 3, because he was pretty big and strong, could jump. But his number one quality was like, man, he will run through a wall. He will not give up. And sometimes when you meet players like that, it's not always about the talent, because at the highest level, which I tell a lot of kids, everybody is talented. Everyone is talented. It's how badly you want it and how much you're gonna put in so you can get the results. And Akin was really, um, he was really like the poster child for that. Someone who will just do whatever he takes to get the job done. And regardless if he fails in many people's eyes, he was just gonna give 110% and leave it out on the floor. So big up to you, Akin, man. Hopefully next time we'll get you back on the show and me and you will be vibing a little bit more.
Yeah,
And
definitely, man.
we'll see how that
Definitely.
goes.
Yeah, his story was good, man. It was just hearing everything, man. Like you said, he been through so much, man. And like you said, he worked hard, man. He just
Yeah.
stayed grind, just grinding. You know.
Yeah, man. So big. Hey, I fixed up my weight room. I hope you guys like it.
You know what?
Finally,
Is that
go
a
ahead.
that's a punching bag, whatever?
Yeah, I moved the punching bag from the front and put it all the way in the back, and so
Oh,
I
that's
have a lot more space. And I moved the pool table, and so I don't know if I want weights and stuff. I don't really do weights like that, and I don't do treadmill and stuff like that anymore. But maybe in the future I might put in a couple little few things. But she looking nice, Mumba.
no, she looked nice for real. She looked good.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
looked good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She
man. You
looking
doing big
nice.
things, man. You doing big things. For real. I like it, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. You'll
man.
be a trainer soon, man. You'll be doing
Man,
CrossFit.
you cannot let COVID shut you down from your physical responsibility, keeping yourself in shape. That's one of the biggest thing about staying at home. The fact that you're home and you're isolated, can't doing your regular regimen. You have to gain some type of physical activity. I know a lot of people want a couple extra pounds, but you can't make it go too far that you can't bring yourself back. So every day, every person that listening to me, every day you should be able to at least do 30 minutes of physical activity in your life. Whether it be walking, whether it be a little jog, whether it be a little hit exercise, you should at least get 5 or 7 days, 30 minutes of physical activity.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna
important.
help you.
Yeah, it's gonna help you for real. That's important, man. Got to stay active, brother. Got to. Got
Of
to.
course, of course. I even got my daughter joining me now. She'll be
Oh, for real?
then. So yeah, she'll be like the blue one back there. That's her spot. The white one is mine. So we got our little space.
Nice.
So it's kind of really cool. Father daughter kind of tag team in this COVID together, and she
Yeah.
like it. So that's the number one thing. If you're doing something and you love it, it doesn't come as work, and that's the beauty about working out. You can't make it be something that is so hard that you hate it. Because if you hate something, you're not gonna do it and keep up with it. But if
That's
you
true.
kind of enjoy it and you just keep going, then it becomes like second nature.
Yeah, it's true, man. You got to enjoy it. You gotta enjoy. You gotta, have pleasure in it. It's just gonna be
True.
easy, easy. Because your daughter plays Saba, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she started last year. Her mom plays softball. She was very good at softball, so
Yeah,
she
it was
she
good, man.
chose softball over basketball. I'm still pissed, but it's all good.
Oh, you still got
And she
time.
can she can shoot, but I won't. I ain't gonna force her to do nothing she don't want to do. I mean, I's a man like this. I ask her what you want to do, and if you want to do it, I'm gonna be a father like this. I'm gonna be behind you 100%. I'm gonna support you. You're gonna have to commit, and once you commit, I'm gonna be there 100%. And
Yeah,
she has that spirit. So anything she chooses to do, I'm just gonna be there, supporting, helping her, giving her the tools. But my only rule is you can't quit. Once you start it, you gotta do it, upside down. That's it.
I like that. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I still gotta keep a close eye on you. Your wife gonna have to keep a close eye on you. You might not be sabotaging the Saba career for basketball.
I know, right?
You might have some plans up your sleeve, Tegan.
I tell you, I even
Master.
my kids softball games and stuff now. I know Richie will tell you I'll be doing a lot of commentating for softball. I kind of leave basketball alone, so I do a little softball commentating. Them man ain't believe I know about baseball. I have to show them.
You gotta show them, man. All the people that you come across in baseball, you got to know some baseball.
I know a lot. I know a lot, and I be bringing nicknames into to the game. So
They're gonna love
when
that.
when when Clendenin and them bring over the team for rock, all you hear the girls them to be saying "bullet," and that's it.
Ah.
It'll be fun, man. It's just about fun, man.
Yeah, it's true, man. You know,
Who
and
that,
these
who
guys,
that, who that be that said that?
I don't even know who that is, man. I can't see the names. Them, I can't see
Oh,
the
okay,
names.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, they didn't. I guess you gotta accept the stream, something with StreamYard or something like that. So big up
Okay,
to
well, you
everybody
guys,
watching and stuff.
yeah, tell them guys enter the name so we can see who sent these things because we
Yeah,
can't really see who they be.
yeah. Enter your name. Enter your name. So to myself and to you, gotta know, man. You know.
Yeah, man. Well, bless up for sure, man. We just there here, just vibing out and see what's going on in the world, and we're getting ready to start a new session in terms of bringing a fresh new cast of Virgin Islands Elite. You guys gonna like some of the upcoming ones that's coming. We ain't gonna really say much,
Yeah,
but you guys gonna really like some of these new episodes that's on the slate,
yeah,
and
man.
definitely we're gonna do it right for 2021.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do it right, man. That's the goal, man. You know, just keep,
True.
plugging them in,
So,
plugging them out. You know, so but
okay.
I think I still gotta get Derek on the show, Derek Wills. You know, I gotta
Mhm.
contact him. Well, I didn't we got Josiah James, he already locked in to come on the show.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot to
Josiah was a very, very good basketball. Wow, he could have jumped like crazy.
yeah.
To this day, I still remember that dumb keep one that man in Chicago. I hope you remember that one. Which I don't know. He probably have a lot of bodies, but man, when I mean bodies to the people who don't know what I'm talking about, that's dunking on people for basketball terms. Man, he could have really, really jumped, man. So that would be a great interview to get
Yeah,
Josiah on and uh, and see how Josiah doing.
yeah. And then we supposed to have the goal is to have the women's month is March, so we trying to get nothing but women on the
Oh
show.
wow, that's a
That's the
great idea. I like
yeah,
that.
that's the goal. So couple
Okay.
episodes, Karen and Christine, they'll come in and do some with females and stuff. That's the goal. So we see how everything goes, but that'd be pretty cool, you know.
Mm.
And it
Yeah,
doesn't
that's a
have to
great
be
idea.
female. At least it could just be female, whoever. It could be a nurse, a teacher.
Yeah,
You
because
know.
remember, it's not just the athlete alone that accelerate himself to get to the level. There's a lot of people within his path that help him. We could use our career as examples, such like Kurt Vele, who's the principal now senator. He helped
Yeah,
us a lot. I
that's
mean,
true.
it's a lot of people who was there. Mr. Peters, uh, Miller, Donald Bow. Obviously, he's the coach and an athlete, but it's a lot of people out there. Coach Baker, he's doing a
Yeah,
great job now, especially with the private school who given that type of love to the private school. That now private school are actually threatening the supremacy of complex and central, which was actually unheard of at St. Croix. So
wow.
yeah, man, you gotta give kudos to Coach Baker and what he's doing with a lot of those private school kids. So I mean, it's all about competition. The more competition we can get, it just makes the sport better first of all, and it makes the kids then become better because they're having competition.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, for sure, Kyrie. I'll definitely hit you up, and everything. So ahead of time.
So, mom, your son, switching subject a little bit, your son is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
playing. He finished.
No, they're still playing. They got I want to say they got 2 more weeks. I think they got this week. I want to say this week is the last week, if I'm not mistaken. Or yeah, I think this week is the last week coming up, and then they got districts, if I'm not mistaken. If not,
Okay.
they got 2 more weeks and then districts.
And how is
So
his progress and his team's progress? How everything is going?
the team is not good, man. The team is horrible. But for him, for Sani, he's been doing good the last 6 7 games. He took his game to another level, Tegan. You know, early in the season, he was struggling a little bit, not being aggressive and stuff and everything. I could tell he wasn't really happy. You know, I know something was wrong, so we had like a good, honest, open conversation and stuff about basketball, about life and everything. Just trying to give him a lot of gems, mental gems, not just everything is basketball, but just mental gems that I use a lot of analogies with life and stuff that going to translate in just being a better person and stuff. And
True.
he had some conflicting situations with the coach and some of the team. Because 1 minute the coach want him to be aggressive, they think so highly of him. But then when he tries to be aggressive and say he make a mistake, the coach get upset or take him out, and he felt like he's kind of conflicted. It's like you telling me two different things. So we end up having a conversation with the coach. I tell him, hey, you need to talk to your coach and stuff like that, and see what's
Yeah,
up. And
good advice. Yeah.
yeah, so all of us end up having a conversation with the coach because me and the coach cool. When I was after I finished play baseball and stuff, and I was in Orlando, I was playing a lot of basketball. So that's how I met the coach. So we real cool. Even before Hassadi started playing basketball, me and the coach was real cool. So we just had a good, honest conversation. Basketball talk. You know how it is, and then we just talk, man. And then from since then, man, he took his game to another level. We played against one of the top high schools in the state of Florida, man, and he held his own. He was playing against a kid that's going to Louisville. And my son, Sani, he's a sophomore, and this kid is a senior, and he held his own, man. He surprised me. I was proud of him, man, and he's just been on the up and ups. So
it's big time, man. It's big time. You know what? He benefits so much having you as a father who was an athlete, because a lot of non-athletic fathers would have probably said the coach is garbage. The coach ain't like my son and all these jokey thing. Instead of going to the coach and understanding how to listen to the coach to see what the coach is trying to pull out of your son. And I'm gonna tell you something. I watch a documentary that every young player should watch. I just watched it yesterday. That Tony Parker documentary. It's on Netflix. Tim Duncan was on there too. I would like to. I don't know if you watch our shows, but if he does, I would like to say, Timmy, you did an excellent job on that show. I learned more about Timmy in that documentary than Timmy himself, and I met Tim twice. Timmy was open, and the way he spoke about Tony and he spoke about Ginobili and Popovich, it was so insightful and revealing. The way Popovich spoke about Tony, and a lot of people see Tony Parker, they never really understand how, like, every person you see at the NBA, any person you see up there, it's some type of adversity you had to get over before you can get to that level. But we never really get to see that struggle. We only see the finished product, and then we hail them and think this is why they at where they at. But no, there's hurdles. And when you watch that documentary, man, Tony Parker documentary was very, very, very powerful. And if people got opportunity to watch it, it's on Netflix. It's called Tony Parker. It's very easy to find. And Timmy gave a lot of interviews in that. And I mean, I didn't even know he didn't even like Tony Parker when Tony Parker first came. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Timmy was like, man, they bring this little skinny French kid. How is this guy's going to win us a championship? Timmy didn't even speak to Tony for a whole year.
I heard about that. I heard about that. Yeah.
That was insane. I was like, God damn, Tim, that day is tough. Because I'm a point guard. How can you have your best player not speak to you, dude? That's crazy.
Man, that's crazy for real, man.
But I mean, that mental struggle Tony had to go through. I mean, everyone should really take time. It's not long. It's only like an hour and a half. And it was a great documentary. One of the best I've seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out for real.
Yeah, and your son can watch it as well, because it will show the struggle, how small Tony was.
Yeah,
everyone kind of looked down on him. Plus, he was coming from Europe, where point guard was a dime a dozen in the States, and you're gonna draft a European point guard in the first round when Europe wasn't really quote unquote that big like now.
That's true.
So he had a lot of obstacles he had to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And he spoke about his first tryout with the Spurs, and it was totally trash. And Popovich didn't want no part of him.
Wow.
But after a while, he went to other practices, other tryouts within the NBA, and then he came back and did one more tryout for the Spurs, and he calmed down and just did his thing. And Popovich was like, if you're available, we're going to draft you, and the rest is history. But it was crazy. And last thing I would say is why it will help your son. Popovich said in the interview, he said, look, anything Tony Parker did wrong his first 2 years, he would ride him. He would destroy him. He would break him down. And the only reason he did that, he needed to know if he had somebody tough enough that when things get chaotic, are you going to be even keel and cool? He needed to know that when everything is going wrong around you, do you have a leader who's gonna be calm? So his first 2 years, he ride the hell out of Tony. That Tony even said he used to drive home crying. That's how bad Papas used to cuss this dude.
Damn.
He, everything he do wrong, Papas was just on his case. But it was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It was molding you into the player that he is today, now being a Hall of Fame player. So sometimes coaches get on players and players don't have an understanding. And like I tell you with my episode, my coach was on me the same way the first 2 years. This dude used to rat me like crazy. But now when you see the final product, you have to go back and almost with tears in your eyes, like, damn, coach, thank you.
Yeah,
Because it's like they're breaking stuff out of you that you ain't know you had. And it's gonna make you a better person in the long run. So your son need to watch it and understand when a coach talk to you, it means he sees something in you.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get something out of you. The day a coach don't talk to you or scream at you, that means you ain't got no hope. You scab it. You just need to pack your bag up and go because he know he can't get nothing out of you.
Yeah, he don't care. Yeah,
so,
he finished for you. That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah.
So
man.
check that out, man. That
I
was
definitely check it out. But his season. Yeah, so he finishing up strong, man. You know what I'm saying? He finishing up strong. This off season will be big for him. Hopefully, with the whole COVID stuff, man. Hopefully, I could get him down to you because I was trying to get him down this past summer.
Yeah.
So hopefully, because I think he got something special, man. When you see him, man, he's 16, 6'6".
Yeah, man, that's good height, man.
Yeah, man.
I would like to work with him some ball handling and stuff, and just get him in this shooting. Just kind of, sometimes when people say work, they don't really understand what we do as coaches. It's not so much we're gonna make his talent like Jagabalzi, Super Scientist.
Yeah.
What we can give him is advice in terms of we've been there, and now we can give you the tools that nobody never really teach us. So,
Exactly.
like for instance, if we're doing just a simple shooting drill, anybody can teach you a shooting drill. You can go and teach him a shooting drill. Me, Pang, it don't matter. It's just a shooting drill. But where I can tell him now is, now you at a shooting drill, instead of focusing and making 5 shots a spot, don't worry about that. The drill is to make 5 shots a spot. You're going to make 5 shots. Even if you take 100, you have to make 5. So don't worry about making 5 shots a spot. What you need to worry about now, worry about your balance, what about your release? What about your follow through? What about your concentration? Worrying about shooting the same shot every time. And if you can concentrate on those things, you go make 5 shots. You might even make 5, 10, 15, 20 in a row and you won't even know it because you're not thinking about the number. You're thinking about how you get there. And that's the difference in terms of people don't understand in terms of work. And I show the same mechanics happen in baseball. Anybody can just teach you to pitch the ball over the plate. But some coaches can tell you, hey, work this corner here, drop your hand here so you can drop it. It's just a little small detail that's going to take you to the next level. A lot of people don't understand.
That's true. It's all about a small detail. That's true.
Yep. And that's going to take a game to the next level. I mean, I met so many players overseas. I'll never forget this guy, Malik Dixon. I met him in Israel, and he was with the Utah Jazz. And man, literally, he took me out of his wing, and we used to go to the gym. And I was a pretty good shooter, same way. But this dude literally did not miss. And I used to be like, dude, you realize you just made like 30, 35 in a row? Like, you ain't gonna miss today? And when he put that thing in my mind, dude, nobody shoots the ball to miss. That's number one. That's true. Secondly, you is the one who counted. I don't care how much I make in a row. I just want to make that one shot I shoot. The day he planted that in my mind, man, that took my game and my workout habit and my mentality to such a different level. I was always a good shooter, but my mind never thought like that to make every shot. It's so much different because you can just shoot, and you'll make some, miss some, and you won't care. But if your mentality is, if that ball leave your hand and you're gonna make every shot, you still gonna miss. Yeah. But the fact that your concentration is to make every shot, it just took my game at such a level, man. And if I could see him today, I said, man, Malik, you changed my games. He changed my mind. you
Yeah.
know, and these are some of the information I like to pass on to some of my guys that I work with. You know, it's about making that one shot you can control. You know, you can't make two without making that one.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
mostly
It's true.
important.
Man, he said, man, you counting, I ain't counting. I
Yeah.
get this one shot. Man, and he's shooting at the hundreds.
Yep.
That's deep, bro.
It-
That's the kind of
it-
mindset, man.
that's what it is. You saw the video with Steph Curry. He didn't miss for 5 minutes or some craziness like that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I guarantee Steph was not counting. All he was just doing is just going through making that one shot, that one
Uh-huh.
shot, that one shot. And once you get that rhythm and you get the feel and everything is perfect,
Yeah.
man, you'll be surprised how many shots you'll make in a row. But that was never the goal. The goal was to make the shot that you're shooting at the moment. Stay in the moment. And that was the biggest thing.
I wish I had that when I was young. I had perfect.
Well, I had to go all the way to Israel to learn that. So that was crazy.
Ah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, one of the greatest basketball advices you got was in Israel.
I'm telling you.
From St. Paul. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And I was so scared to go to Israel. That's how funny it was because at the time when I was going there, they had like suicide bombings and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I gotta go to this place where people were suicide bomb and blowing up buses. Man, when I went to Israel, that was one of the nicest places in the world. So I was like, what the hell? And the player, the first day I arrived, he was like, this ain't what you see on CNN, right? I was like, hell no. He was like,
Ah,
CNN is bullshit. I was like, yeah.
man, it was great watching people. They got you scared and everything, and the place peaceful.
I'm telling you, I was so terrified. And Israel was one of the best places in the world. And as a result, that's why I took the chance with Iran. Because I know Israel was so nice, I had to take the chance with Iran. Because that's the same thing they were saying about Iran. You know what I'm saying? And Iran
Yeah,
was just as beautiful and just as nice. The people is people, no matter where you go to, man.
that's true.
People is people. I mean, everybody's gonna push their propaganda, everybody's gonna push their agenda. But at the end of the day, all of us gotta go out there and sweat with our brow, find food for our family, work hard, be good fathers, be good husbands, and so forth. All we have the same problems. It's just
That's
that
true.
people who are over us are putting us against each other to make we feel like we hate Iranian. You never met a damn Iranian. Why are you hating somebody you don't even know? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
it's
people have to
true.
look outside the box a little bit and just give people a chance.
It's true, man. That's so true. If people can just realize, man, they're making us hate one another, man. It's the same thing like growing up. Remember when we was growing up and they used to have that commercial with the African drinking a dirty water and stuff like that.
Yes.
And you growing up thinking like the whole of Africa is just like that. Like that's how you would think like Africa was
Yes.
just like that, and it's not even so close to that.
Echoes. This fly always landing on some little hungry
Yes,
kid eyeball. He ain't got enough strength to bust the fly. And like, dude, they mash our mind up. And now they want to come with this crap about disinformation. Please. They have given us more disinformation than anything else in the world. So
yeah,
this is crazy.
yeah,
They are just mad now that we can control our information. Where now you and myself have a platform that now we can speak. Before they were the only one who given us the narrative, but now
yeah.
we can create our own. So now all of a sudden, it became disinformation. But we didn't tell us Jesus was white, and we didn't tell us Columbus discovered no island and stuff like that. All the thing is lies. You know what
Lies,
I'm
man.
saying? They told us that.
Crazy, man. They get people celebrating Columbus Day and all kind of
I'm telling
crazy.
you.
That's like, man, that's man. Just imagine how much stuff is just not true. That's if you
I'm
really
telling
think
you.
like
Talk about disinformation. I mean, they have been the author of this disinformation. So now, for you now to come against we, because we asked the question why, and you call it they making all these words. I didn't even know these words like they did disinformationists and misinformation and all that. Where these words came from?
that's the one.
Insurrectionists.
It's true, man.
Nobody talks like that. They just keep making up stuff that nobody knows about. But people just have to just take take this step back, breathe a little bit. I mean, look at New York and California. They destroy all those people life by shutting down that place, saying because of COVID. Now more people are quote, my mind I think crazy. Sorry, I have to say quote and so-called quote dying today than before, but yet you're opening up California and New York. So where's your science behind that? You know what I'm saying? You
Makes no
basically destroy a lot of people's life just to win an election. That's really not cool. So people just have to think outside the box and say, man, this is crazy. These people are playing with our lives. You just have to think.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? And look
I
at
was,
all the places like Florida and Texas and all those places. Who was open up? You guys are doing so much better than all the democratic states, so to speak. I
yeah,
mean, because you guys never closed.
yeah, we do it. Yeah, Florida doing good, man. Honestly,
I mean, everybody's moving to Florida. You gotta watch out. Everybody's moving to Florida, dude, and Texas. It's crazy.
yeah, I'm not. It's crazy. A lot of people moving to Florida, especially Orlando. Orlando is booming, brother. Like
Yeah,
Orlando
yeah.
ain't no joke now, listen. They're widening
Everybody's
all
moving
the
there.
roads, they're building new roads, everything. Like this Lake Nona area and stuff, man. That place is crazy in Orlando now.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Florida and Texas look like they could be the economic hub of the United States because everybody moving there. All the big companies out of San Francisco moving to Florida.
Yep, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
people need to watch these things when they see these things happen.
yeah.
We can,
Something going on. Something going on.
yeah,
Something big going
yeah.
on.
When you see Bill Gates buying up all the farmland around the world, he owned the most farmland now in terms of growing food. People need to start watching stuff like that because they're giving you hints. They get ready to destroy all his food and he's gonna control it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing that out there. My mind will work crazy. I'm not
No,
saying
you're
that's
right.
true, but
No,
you gotta follow some of these rich people when you see they're doing things.
talk about rich people. I was just reading something when it was last night that the billionaires made more money during the pandemic, and like workers lost, I think, $3.2 trillion or something.
Yep.
Because they lost their jobs and all kind of stuff. And I was laughing. It's not. I was laughing because it's just so crazy that like it's right in front of our faces, but it seems like the mass are just so um misled or brainwashed that you just can't see it. Like, how in the world these people making more money while people losing jobs? Like if you really think about it, you
It's
know.
really dumbed down. I don't know if you're really into it like me, in terms of I know you're a study like me, so our mind is the same. Sorry for that statement. But they had a economic forum called Davos just happened in Europe where Charles Schwab and all of them guys are talking about the Great Reset, where these people are actually you can even type it in on your computer, the Great Reset with Charles Schwab. They are telling you in the future you're gonna own nothing and be happy. How crazy is that statement? This is how these mind are working. You are actually gonna own nothing and you're gonna be happy. So if I don't own nothing and you ain't own nothing, who own it, Mumba?
They own it, man. It's already set. They're pretty much think and really think about it. Like they own. Well, they own. You can. Well, I don't think they own me, but just the way how they got the public and how everybody responded to certain stuff they say, they own them.
Yes.
If some, if because I was thinking, I was like, man, they could come out and say this and that, and people is gonna react emotionally, and they're gonna be like, look how they're reacting. We got
Exactly.
we
Exactly.
so if you just take your time and just think and listen and just open up your eyes and see what makes sense and see what not makes sense, then you see it, man. It's right there in front of our faces, man.
I
It's
agree.
right in front of our
I
faces.
totally agree, Mumba. I watch it and I just say, man, we are so lost in terms of, and especially they're using the race issue. Not that black people don't need to fight for our rights. Both of us are African Americans,
Yeah,
but not because they throw a black person in front of us, we should just go with whatever they say.
that's what
We
it
should
is.
always vet the black person they put in front of us too. For some reason, black people believe that Satan is white. I don't know who gave you that notion. This skin color thing is really a big divisional tool, in my opinion. Not that they don't exist, but I think the elites use this so that we can always fight against each other. And they said it. They said, look, order out of chaos. And the only way you can get things pushed is to put people against each other. And the more they keep having us fighting against each other, then they keep passing laws that we're not paying attention to. And by the time we realize what happened, it's too late. And that's the issue now. Now they're really coming out saying you need to wear 3 and 4 masks and these things. Dude, what's the science behind that? You really literally looking to kill people, man.
That makes no sense, man.
And here's my question to all the people listening. What's your data on the people who are wearing masks and the people who got the coronavirus? What is your relation between that? What's the percentages? I want to know, did all those people who die wear masks all the time, may wear masks 50% of the time? I need to see the correlation. You know what I'm saying? The people who die, what's their relation to them wearing masks all the time? See, these are things that we need to know in terms of, does this thing really protect you or not? Because now you just coming out saying doubling up. If you come out and say, well, if you wear a mask and 90% of the people who wear the mask don't get coronavirus, shoot, I will put a garbage bag over my head and walk on saying, great, I'm happy for that. Because I know it works. Because the data is telling you it does. But if you are not showing me no data of the effectiveness of the mask in terms of who get it and who don't get it, but now you're saying to double up and triple up. Well, I want to know all the people who did get it, how often did they wear the mask? You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if the mask itself was destroying the immune system that allowed them to catch the disease even more rapidly. We don't know.
Man, it's crazy you said that, because just the other day I was having a conversation with somebody. And I was saying, like, dude, there's no study saying that the masks prevent anyone from getting the coronavirus. We're hearing all these reports that people get coronavirus and the ones that have passed away, you know what I'm saying, respects to their family and stuff. But how did they get it? Was they wearing a mask? Were they not wearing a mask? Like, they make it seem like the people who got it don't wear masks, and the people who don't get it. It's like, it don't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't. Like, it really doesn't make no sense. But I've spoken to someone that work in the hospital and stuff like that, and his personal opinion was like the masks don't work. That's his personal opinion, because you have some that wear masks and it stress me to wear masks, But according to this one that I spoke to, he was like, man, it doesn't work. All you're doing is just affecting your immune system, and you make your immune system weak and more susceptible for different sicknesses.
And I have seen a study on that. I have actually seen the carbon dioxide intake. So I've seen the study that it does weaken your immune system. So what's now the effect? Now you're wearing double mask and triple mask. What are they trying to weaken your immune system even more? We don't know. But the way they're doing it, like you said, they're just going to come out with all kind of new regulation, and everybody just falling in line. And all this to me is just like a test to see who's going to follow, who's not going to follow. And then when the real thing comes, I mean, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, we'll be in trouble because we pretty much giving up our freedom. We giving up our freedom, we giving up our rights, and they're just going to create more rules and stuff like that. When we're not going to be able to have the freedom to do what we want, and it's going to be more, we're going to be like machines. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that. You can't come out your house at a certain time. You can't, like, it's crazy. Like,
I saw the other day, I got to send you this video. I saw a commercial with the drones, them dropping food and mail in the front of your house. It had a white drone, literally.
Oh, they're doing that. No, they're doing that.
That's crazy.
It's been in the news to like, drones delivering food and stuff like that. They brought that up during the pandemic. That's when they decided to pull the whole drone out during the pandemic. So you don't have to go anywhere. They just bring the food to you and stuff like that. But who's the one making the food? How do I know they're being safe?
How you know they're safe?
Yeah, it's like, it don't make sense.
Like,
but it just go out for your reaction. People mostly go out for the message instead of going or looking in within the hidden message. Like, every message has hidden stuff in it. You gotta look. You gotta dive deep in.
Man, you like me, man. I had to be watching all of these commercials coming out, and I noticed that the side effects. People see the side effects. Yeah, you want to say a common cold, and they say, oh yeah, you'll have a bloody nose, you can have a stroke, a heart attack, suicidal thoughts, and all these things. But what people miss, the fact that they know that you can have these side effects, the drug causes these things. Now they can weaponize that same drugs to induce that side effect. So when they're telling you that if you take this drug, you might have suicidal thoughts, that means that same drug could be double and triple to make you create suicide.
Yeah.
Because I already told you, if you take it, you can kill yourself.
Yeah.
So when you see all of these people dying, like for instance, a couple of them people, 2 people now in the insurrection have committed suicide. Really? They don't like their life that much? No, they like come on. Really, dude? I'm not Jeffrey Epstein did suicide. Really? And then you telling me in a commercial that these drugs can give you suicidal thoughts? But I'm just putting one on one together. Like, they are manipulating us. They can do whatever they want,
Yeah.
and they're putting it right enough in front of our face, but we're not making the connections, and that's the biggest problem.
It's true. It's true. It's even like even the with the whole stuff with the capital and stuff with Trump and all that stuff would happen. When they went to the capital and took it over, etc. They were, and I want to say I heard or I was reading something about them passing a new protesting law because of that situation. With the capital. But I was thinking, I was like, man, that's crazy that because of the capital, they're passing the law. They said that they're calling that situation with the capital a protest. So now they're putting in this law because of the whole capital stuff. Talk about all the different times, like, minorities and people protest peacefully.
Yes.
Now they're putting in this law to affect future protests, especially with the people who do it peacefully. Because you never seen a protest where, minorities took over the capital or went to some governor house in the city and took it over. Nothing crazy like that. But now, we the one, not we, because I haven't been protesting, but the protester who do it peacefully, they're going to suffer the consequences because they're the one that usually go out and protest just because of some BS that happened with the capital.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. They call that law. I read a little thing about it. They're trying to move a domestic terrorism law. Yeah. So now we have the domestic terrorists. I mean, even the Nancy Pelosi said they even have terrorists within the Senate. Me even know how far she getting with this thing, but she and I are a little crazy for me. But but what I would like to say to a lot of people, not just black people, but poor people, because this is all about economics. We don't normally look at it as black people alone, but they have a lot of poor white people as well. Poor kind of ethnicity. This is about rich versus poor all along. Just always follow the money.
True that.
But when they use these things, they are actually creating stuff like, if you watch the Hunger Games and stuff like that, they are separating the elites from the poor. And even though we are thinking so emotionally now to try to condemn what happened, everybody saw what happened. Yes. Yeah. But if we sit back and think, the only people who ask the question why throughout our history has always been black people. I could just use this term for now, white people. That was probably the only time white people really protest like that and do them type of things. Everybody else in our history who asked the question why was us, whether it be the Louis Farrakhan, who the Jews want very badly, whether it be Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? We have always been the people who ask the question why. The Tuskegee, why I need to take the vaccine, Tuskegee experiment. Why do I need to leave my land? The Bikini Islands, when the man dropped the atomic bomb and kill off all the people and put them back on the same island and mash up a whole race of people. Throughout history, it always been us. So now, if you are going to silence them in terms of white people just using to separate and say that, no, you can't do nothing at all, the only people we hurting really is us, because we are always the people who always ask the question, why? Because we are always the poorest, we always in poverty, we always get the last we always last in everything. So now tomorrow, when you ask the question, why, guess what? The same law you use against Trump, you can shut down his bank account, you can censor him, you can do all this thing. Man, Trump don't care about that. That man there in Florida playing golf. Yeah. You can do all these things. You're not hurting him one bit. But guess what? Those same law you're going to use against him today. Once he gone, them same lies on the books to use against me and you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if we don't fall in line, they shut down our bank account, but we dead.
Yeah, shut down
We,
everything,
we,
all social media, everything.
yeah, we don't got no money like Trump.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I think they're using this thing as a patsy to pass laws. And because so many people are so emotional against President Trump, we are missing the bigger picture, what actually is happening. And that those same laws are just gonna fall right back on us.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful.
Got to be careful. That's true. I was
Yep.
thinking the same thing, especially that stuff with Trump, with the whole stuff.
Yeah, man. They can tell what bank not to give you this and not to give you that, freeze your account. You can't do this, you can't do that, fire you. And all of we are saying it's acceptable, but we don't understand that is President Trump. He's 74 years, how old he is, he's rich, he will be just fine. But
You
suppose
know
they
what?
want to do that to you or me tomorrow, Mumba, because we said, you know what? I didn't think that vaccine was good. That vaccine killing a lot of people. Now they freeze our account, take our
Yeah.
land. Because we have a thought, because we ask the question why,
Our
it's
freedom,
dangerous.
bro.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's very
Freedom.
dangerous.
Yeah, man. Our freedom, man. They're taking it away slowly but surely. That's what it is,
Yeah.
man. Like you said, man. The elites, man. You know.
I
They
see
want
Mountain just check on. Mountain, tell Mountain if you want to come in. Holla we man. Let me see if Mountain want to join in.
Oh, big up to Mountain, man. Big up Mountain.
I ain't see in a while. He'll be a good guy because he got a lot of thoughts as well. Big up Casey as well. I see Casey watching.
Yeah, man. So, what was gonna ask you, man? I was gonna ask you something. Damn, where was? Damn, I forget.
We going back to sports or we staying in politics?
No,
But
we could talk about.
we all over
Yeah,
the place.
so we could talk about anything, politics and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, what like we said, when this is a vibe show, so when we vibe in, we gotta talk about things that's affecting us right now. And it's always good for people to keep their eye on the ball and see what's happening because it's happening right in front of our faces, like you say, people ain't paying attention. When you are saying the COVID is destroying everyone, but all of a sudden, and as much as I like sports and football, and now you have the Super Bowl and all these things are getting ready to go, and all these states that were shut down is allowed to put people in the stands because they found a way to be safe. But yet, for a whole year, you lock them down. You gotta ask the question why. If you don't ask the question why, then you ain't human. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
It's not about we don't like the sport. We like the sport. We would have loved to keep going to the gyms, keep going to the football stadiums, and do things the right way. And evidence has proved if you put the right protocols in place that people could be safe because they saw states like Florida and Texas and some of the other red states, so to speak. I don't like to call it red and blue, but you know what I mean, Mumba.
Yeah.
But you saw those states was already doing the protocol. You saw the SEC. Yes, a couple people got COVID, but it wasn't a mass outbreak where everybody was dropping like flies. You know what I'm saying? So you saw there was a way, but some of the states just totally shut that down until the election finish, and then all of a sudden, magically, everybody start opening up. Like, dude, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I understand you wanted to win an election, but you can't put people's lives in jeopardy just for a cause. This thing is not. We're not playing checkers and we're not playing domino. This thing is people's lives, man. When people can't go out there to walk and earn a living and stuff like that, when you go tell the family tomorrow that he can't pay his house rent and stuff like that, it's crazy.
Yeah. I think that's the sad part for me, man. A lot of people lost their lives and a lot of people become homeless and stuff like that and everything, man, because like those same states, and then for a game, they open it up is like, people what it is too, Tegan, is like the people them who live it comfortably or whatever the case may be, they don't care about the people them who suffering and stuff like that. They can't feel their pain or anything like that. So it's like they don't really care. But to really, really think about it is messed up, man. It's sad. It's eye-opening too at the same time because if they could do that to them, you just never know when they're gonna happen to you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm telling a lot of people, especially my family up there. It can happen to us at any time. So
Anytime.
we gotta watch. Don't get too emotional. I mean, because especially we, in terms of African American and Black people, we tend to react on emotion, and they know that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They know that. So we always have to ask the question. Yes, be emotional when you have to, defend yourself when you have to, but always pull yourself back and ask the question, why? Look at the scene. What really happened in here? And just ask the question, why? That's it. Somebody must be there so that everybody don't fall off the ship, running because they hear shark is on this side. Somebody gotta say, is a shark really? Is a damn shark. That thing there's a puppet. So
uh,
everybody jump overboard and it's a fake shark. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
can't get that. You can't have that, man. So
You know what? The vaccine part is kind of tripping me out because it's like multiple companies is making the vaccines. That's where I'm kind of thrown off because 1 minute one of them is like you gotta take 2 shots, and then one say was it Johnson or Johnson or some other company was making a vaccine where you can only take it once. You know, and
yeah,
the part that's kind of tripping me. No, when it comes, I'm gonna ask you this question because I ain't sure. With the flu vaccine, is it one company or is it different companies that make the flu vaccine? I don't take
it's
the
a
flu vaccine.
it's a lot of different companies. I
Okay.
had to take the flu, and I gotta give an example of me because when I was playing professionally, every year I was mandated to take vaccines and flu and stuff like that. So I had to take flu shots and
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
true. Yeah.
And every year, literally every year I took the flu vaccine, I got sick. I don't know if it was me or what, but I always used to get really sick overseas. And then one year, I remember I met with my coach, and I told him, "Look, I don't think I taking that flu vaccine this year." And he was like, "Oh, Shep, it's mandated, blah blah." I said, "Look, man, every time I take that vaccine, I always get sick every year very badly. You know it, you see it. Trust me. Let me do whatever I can because I'm not taking that vaccine." And I stopped taking the flu vaccine. And you know what, Mumba? I have never caught a flu from that time and to now. And I making 42 years old. Never catch a flu again. So it shows like as much as they will say, oh, the vaccine will prevent this, sometimes the vaccine will actually weaken you more that you catch wherever you're trying to prevent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just wasn't built for the flu vaccine. But like they said, the vaccine is not 100%. So I don't really know why so many people are rushing, especially when you skip animal trials and stuff like that. I don't hate vaccines. We've been taking vaccine from the time we banned. We had to take vaccine to go to
Yeah.
school. But to rush something that could really literally destroy your life. It ain't gonna catch everybody, but even Bill Gates says it's gonna kill close to 100,000 people. 700,000 people. He said that like 700,000 people was nothing, but
Yeah.
700,000 people is still 700,000 people. Yes, it's compared to the world population, it's less than 1%, but still 700,000 people is still 700,000 people. So I don't know if I'm going to be part of that 700,000.
That's the
So I
part
should
that,
earn the right to research,
yeah.
to watch, and to make sure that every precaution and protocol has been taken place before I make such a decision that can actually threaten my life and my family. And that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. It's not about not wanting to take the vaccine. Everybody, oh, you don't like vaccine. We are all we've been taking vaccine.
Yeah, for
When
sure.
the
'Cause-
baby born, the baby get a lot of vaccine before you even leave the hospital.
yeah.
But because you asked the question, okay, why? Why now? Why this? I never had COVID before. I never even catch it, knock on wood. Why am I in hurry of doing this? And even though the science say the strong immune system, even if you catch it, once you catch it, you rest for 4 to 5 days and you're good, and you probably won't catch it again because you get the immunity. Then why am I putting something in my body that's untested? That's just my bottom line. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I personally don't trust it. I won't, if anybody listens to me, I won't tell you don't take it. Personally, Coach D, don't trust it right now.
Yeah.
That's just me. Especially since they're hiding all the side effects them. If you put our side effects, and this is make people know, and this is what make people turn into what they call conspiracy theorists. Every time somebody put a video up with a side effect, YouTube take it off, Facebook take it down. Why are you taking down this information? Let people see it and make the decision for themselves. They are calling it harmful information. So wait, these sluts that sending me texts telling me to add them in harmful information. Why? How did they even get my information?
That's
You know what I'm saying? They are
it's
choosing what's harmful for me, and that makes people think a little bit more, because you should not have that right to tell me what information I should and should not see.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? I should have
Yeah,
enough right to decide. And the more you are censoring information, because everybody who take the vaccine, we all know it's true, ain't 100%. Just let people see and make up their mind. That's it. You know what
that's
I'm
what I
saying?
think. Yeah, yeah,
At the
that's what
end of
it
the day,
is.
we can learn from whoever had um, some kind of allergic reaction, and find out, okay, the reason why this person acted the way he did, because he had, say he had measles, and this vaccine didn't agree with him. This guy had diabetes and this vaccine didn't agree with him. At least you're giving more information to the people who are willing to take the vaccine, because we know if you have these underlying problems, you shouldn't take the vaccine. But to just come out and hide everything and say, oh, the vaccine is fine. Oh, come on, give me a break. Is no vaccine is fine. None.
Yeah, none. Yeah.
None.
You know, you said something that tripped me out, and I was like questioning it all the time. Was when you said like Bill Gates said like 700,000 people gonna die, or like Fauci would be like, oh well, this winter, this amount of people, this summer, this. It's like they be predicting how many people
Yeah,
gonna die. Like how do they know? Like you as a person watching it, you gonna really believe somebody saying something? I can't believe somebody predicting something like that. Like I can't.
I do be
Like
saying
it's
the same thing.
like it's no
When
way. It
when
don't make no sense.
when
Like
did they be
none.
saying stuff like dark winter and it's only gonna get worse and 500 more people, thousand people gonna die? I'm like, oh, what kind of note card you got back there? What kind of plan you got for me?
That's
Because
that,
you can't be that great. Uh-uh.
that's the thing, man. Because think about it, right? They all the states require people to wear masks, right? They require people to social distance.
Mhm.
They put a cap and places to go. So they have all these restrictions and rules and stuff like that. But they're still predicting that more people are gonna die when more people is being more safe, which don't
With
even make sense.
it don't
Like
make sense with all these rules in place.
that's what I'm saying. Everybody now working the jobs than they was working before. So more people are home than before. But you still predicting more people gonna die, even though everybody got to wear masks. Like all of that stuff don't even make no sense to me.
It
Like
don't
it
make no
doesn't.
sense. Here's what I will tell the whole world. You remember the country Tanzania in Africa?
Yeah, yeah,
They never wear masks from day one. And remember the president kicked WHO and CDC and all those guys out of his country. He ain't taking no vaccine, nothing.
yeah.
If COVID was as dangerous as it was, now you're seeing all these new variant from South Africa and all these different places. Tanzania as a nation should have already been destroyed. They should have been wiped off the map,
Yeah, that's true.
because they don't have no protocol in place.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So how are they protected? So how come we ain't hearing no news about that? That's what I want to know. What going on in Tanzania?
I don't know, man. All I know was that before, when COVID first happened in the US, you was hearing news from all over the world. They was covering every place around the world saying coronavirus. No, no. All of a sudden, you don't hear any stories about any other place besides the US.
Just
So you
US.
don't know what's going on in the other countries and stuff like that. Like back in February, March, when it first started happening. So
It's crazy. And now, as much as a lot of people might hate President Trump, he was calling it a China virus. And on the news, they saying it did happen in China. It's like they're just confusing the masses, dude. It's crazy. So now it is a China virus. What going on? But then,
well,
but then President Biden now say you can't say China virus because he just signed an order against it because that's racial. So you can't call it a China virus. So, dude, this thing is so crazy. People just need to watch and pray, just like the Bible said. These are times where you gotta be spiritually inclined, whereas information are getting desensitized, and what I foresee as a spiritual person, as a godly person, this is just giving us the footprints in terms of shutting up the Bible, because in the last days it says the book is going to get shut up. The Bible itself is going to be illegal. We saw that in the movie, the Book of Eli and stuff like that, where they were burning Bibles and stuff like that. These movies sometimes foreshadow what's going to happen in the future.
That is true.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
It's true.
And how could you get to a level where you can shut up the Bible when that has been embedded in our culture for such a long time? Disinformation and misinformation. All they have to do now is come out and say, hey, the Bible was a lie. It wasn't true. Anybody talk about it, it's going to be an insurgenist or disinformationist, and we're going to kill you. And that's how it goes. They are creating the law now to punish you because now everybody's accepting it.
Yeah. It's crazy war, man. Whoever thought we would be in this type of situation, man.
It's happening right before our eyes, and we gotta be careful. It's right crazy. Before our eyes, it's happening. And you can literally see the book of Revelation just right before our eyes. Right before our eyes. You know, one of the subject I want to touch, I hope this ain't touchy for a lot of the viewers who watch it. And me personally having a daughter, I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't like that transgender law where a male who was born a male can now play in women's sports. I hate that.
Yeah, that's
because physically you born a male, you have physical advantages over female in terms of physically. And I would like to hear Karen take on this, because the muscle fiber in a man are built so much differently than a woman. If you're running track and field, he's going to be faster. If you're playing tennis, the worst tennis player in tennis serves over 125 miles per hour. Serena Williams only served like 110, 112, and she's probably the greatest.
Yeah,
nobody else is going to keep up with someone like that. Now that's an extreme thing, but I'm just showing the level in terms of physicality, in terms of male and female structure. And I think, me personally, I don't like the idea of having transgender athletes playing with females. I think that's a big disadvantage to the female sport.
Yeah, man, that's not fair, man. That's not even fair.
It's not even close. In terms of the physical sport itself, man, I just hope I don't see a bunch of Gabby NBA players going transgender to mash up the WNBA.
That's what's gonna happen. Make money and
just make money and then say, I lie, I wasn't a transgender. I just did it so I could be rich. And again,
man, it's just
we laughing, but it could be serious, man.
I'm laughing because it just don't make no sense, the man. It's crazy. It's like how people not like, and it's like people just okay with it. It's like,
yeah,
I just don't understand them, man. Like I really don't understand.
One thing I learned as a coach, people are never really enraged unless their children are affected. And as a coach, I noticed when I coach, only time the parents they get mad is when their kids them are playing, which means if their child don't play, I don't give them enough minutes. That's when they come and have the concern. But as soon as their kids graduate, they never come back and watch another complex game because they child don't gone.
Yeah.
So people are only enraged in terms of when it affects them. So until they have a daughter who is a top athlete, who is going to be looking to go to, say, the Olympics in track and field, and then say a transgender athlete come down and just totally dominate their daughter and then take the spot, that's when they're going to rise up. You know what I'm saying? Because they are affected. But as long as they ain't affected, they ain't want to say nothing. They can just be on the sideline just watching.
That's not fair at all, bro. They're gonna get hot and stuff like that, bro.
It's a rough policy.
You know,
it's really a rough policy. We'll see how it goes. I watching it. You know, like I say, I do have a daughter. I would like she to be on an even playing field.
Me too, man.
You know, but
you know,
we'll see. The world is changing. A lot of things are just getting accepted, and nobody really giving pushback like before. I mean, I know when me and you grew up, we never really saw commercials on TV where two men pretty much kissing and stuff like that. No, you know, all of a sudden every commercial you see stuff like that. So The world just pretty much changing in front of everybody's eyes. So now you gone
Straight
from
in.
all of that. No, now you got to transition going into women's sports. You know, like I said, we'll see. We'll see what going on. It's crazy.
It's crazy. That's who making the rules, man. I asked myself the question. I was like, I wonder who ruled the wall. Like, who really ruled the wall that they could just make rules? Like, who make these rules?
I don't know, but I'm telling you, mom, I'm gonna send you that link. I don't even need to send you a link. You just need to type in the Davos agenda. That's with all the richest people in the world. I'm talking about the Queen of England. All of them meet together in Europe, and that's Charles Schwab. He runs that. He's been doing it for over 30 years,
Yeah,
and he just had a meeting. Just got last month. Nobody talking about this. Nobody talking about it. And this guy literally said, "You are gonna own nothing and be happy." They are getting ready to take everything away from everybody else and just um put us in that kind of free fall where we are dependent on them for everything.
that's
You
what
know
it's
what I'm saying?
that's what it's looking like, man. If you really think about it, that's what it's looking like. The whole stimulus and all that stuff, and they're fighting over the package, and
Yep.
really, come on, like really, all the money they get, really, like,
Yep.
come on,
They're
you
setting
know,
us up. They're setting
yeah,
us up. And we gotta keep our eye on the ball. That's why I said people, I mean, home here, I think we'll be all right in the Virgin Islands for a while because we can grow, at least grow our food, go and catch a couple of fish if we want with a little line, feed ourselves a little bit. We got water, we have gas, we have all the natural resources in terms of sustainability.
true,
But in the States where everything now it's more compact, especially the people in the cities who can't grow food
yeah,
and do things on their own to survive, whatever plan they rolling out, and I don't know their plan, but whatever plan they getting ready to roll out, when them guys say you gotta come to us, everybody gonna fall on their knees because you don't have no means to survive. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's
And
true,
it's gonna be harder for people in the cities. You know, and that's one of my reasons I think most people are leaving those places and going to Florida because Florida is more like Caribbeanish.
yeah.
Good weather. So we'll see. We just you gotta keep your eyes open, man. I tell Mountain Commander, yeah, then you
Um,
said yeah, like
no, let me see. Uh, Mountain, let us know if you want to come on.
yeah.
Let us know. He might got something to do and in and out. But let us know.
For every Caribbean person who have a home in the Caribbean, have family, make sure you get yourself a blank ticket that you can be ready to jump on a plane and come over here at any
Man,
point notice because you never know. I mean, I'm not saying it's doomsday. Obviously, you are in the States, Mumbai. We pray and hope that nothing happen up there, neither down here. But you gotta keep your eyes open at how the world is running. When you have some of the richest people in the world saying stuff like that, I mean, then and then they cutting off the energy. That's a sign. When you can start cutting off energy, where the president signed to stop drilling for gas and stuff like that. And now you important. Now you are putting your energy source externally. Man, anything can happen there. You don't know. I mean, not that I hope
yeah.
for it to happen,
No, you're
but
right. It's
anything can
true.
happen there. Now, whether or not you want to move to the Green New Deal and have a lot more solar energy and stuff like that, I with that. I think we need to have a lot more solar energy and stuff like that. But to just totally cut out gas and stuff like that, I don't think, in my opinion, that's a great idea. You know, I didn't really think that's a great idea. Still, do your renewable energy, do your Green New Deal by building your infrastructure, by building your solar panels and all these things around the country. But let the people stay in their job. And when you're ready to transition over, when the system is ready to switch, then you can switch them to a newer job. Now, I think that would have been more in terms of looking out for the people than to just say, you know what, stop the drilling. We ain't doing this gas thing no more. We're going here. Find yourself a new job, dude. That is crazy.
It's crazy, man. People don't care
I,
about nobody. They don't care, man. The ones making the decisions, they do not care. They do not care.
That's crazy, and people need to understand that it's crazy, and it's
Wow.
not. I tell people it's not so much a Biden and Trump thing. I say this all the time. People are so fooled with Biden and
That's a
Trump.
distraction.
These, yeah, there's a big. These two people are the same people of the same company. They
Yeah,
are
they're
working for
friends.
the
They
same
cool.
set of people. We
Yeah.
are getting caught up with the fight between both of them, and we are missing what's really happening. And people need to get out of this thing about Democrat and Republican. These people are left and right of the same body, and that's just fact. And if people don't understand
So
that,
true. So
you know what
true.
I'm saying? Just think about this, Mumba. Look how crazy this is. President Trump brought home all the troops that he was bringing home the troops that from Afghanistan and Syria and stuff like that, and tell them, come home. You guys been over there too long. Come home, see your family. Imagine if you had family members coming home and all of a sudden now a new president come in and say, hey, no, send the ship back. We need you back over there. You know how you go feel, man. That thing is crazy. I know they done speaking, but oh, they're getting ready to fight Russia. I don't know what's the big fascination with Russia. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I would just like to talk to Putin one time. They're like, dude, you really to be laughing after America, the man. These man to call your name bad, yeah.
Man love Putin, brother. Putin is
You
the
think
man, man.
Putin to be talking about America like that in Russia?
Nah, man.
I
You
don't
don't be
believe that.
don't be studying that. You don't be studying that, heck, man. And people don't be talking
This
about
is
America and stuff like that, brother.
crazy.
They don't be talking about America or anything like that, man.
It's
People
it,
go about
it's crazy.
business.
I can't see this president over there talking. Oh yeah, we go get America. I don't see that. There's some trick they try to pull over people's eyes who ain't really spiritually inclined. You know what I'm saying? People just need to pay attention. This thing ain't nothing to do with Putin. We need to follow the money.
The
Anything that's
money.
happening in America, just follow the money. That's all the time. Just follow that money. You're gonna find whoever you're looking for. But people need to check that out, man. It's called Davos. They just had that economic forum. Check it out. Some of the richest people in the world got together. They did a Zoom meeting, and they're talking about resetting the world in terms of financially, in terms of the paper dollar as well. I know I've been preaching this a lot of years. I never thought it would have come true, but now they're actually talking about moving to digital currency. So these things are actually in motion.
Yeah.
And and and, and when you see these people speak like this, it's only a matter of time because they have all
Yes.
the money in the world, so they're gonna push it, you know. So
That's crazy. Yeah, it's been going that way too, man. It's been
yeah,
going that way.
they've been trying to digitize everything. Period.
Yeah.
So in some places now in Europe don't even accept paper money. You know, you check Sweden, they're cashless. Switzerland is
Cashless, huh?
cashless. These guys was the test. I like to call them the testers. So a lot of places now the paper dollar is really gonna go out, and now it's gonna all be about digital. It's just about total control, and people need to understand that. You step out the line, and man, one click of a button, stop your account until you fall back in because all the money is gonna be digital. You know, that's why I
Yeah.
tell a lot of my little drug dealer friends them, which I don't have none, but I'm just saying I might have all that money underneath. I bet tomorrow them thing could be toilet paper. I know them thing ain't could be.
He said my drug dealer friend, which I don't
Yeah.
have none. I like that. Hey, real quick. Uh, Yesterday was Karima bought this. So shout out to Karima, former class, classmate.
Yeah, man. Karima,
I
big
think
up, man.
your
Happy birthday to
niece,
you.
Karina Data bought this today or yesterday too.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, so happy birthday to all of them and whoever else had bought this. Happy birthday. Yeah, so yeah, no, it's true, man. It's all about
Yeah.
control, man. It's all about
See,
control.
see, a lot of people here, especially in the islands and in America, believe it won't happen, but it's already happened before. If you look at the Great Recession of Argentina, Zimbabwe, these people literally had. You can even look it up online. They had the push cart when you go grocery store, where you got the shopping cart
Yeah,
full of
shopping cart.
money
Yeah,
because all their money was worth nothing because of hyperinflation, and it can happen to us. It can happen, and I personally believe it will happen. So I always get advice. Now it's time for we to put our money into hard assets, land,
land.
stuff that no matter whether they change the means of exchange, whether they use digital, whether they use go back to gold or silver or whatever, at least you still have hard hard equity, land, stuff that's physical, that wherever they want to exchange it, it's still something physical. The paper money, that's never really true value in terms of money. You know, that's just a, I don't want to get too economical, but the paper money itself is just a promise to pay. That's like somebody write on a paper, yeah, Mumbai, I promise to pay you $100,000. But then if I don't have it, you won't get it. They can burn it up in the middle of in the middle of the sky. So you know, we'll we'll see. Most people need to start investing in houses, lands,
Yeah.
stuff that will appreciate in value in terms of holding on to something. And no matter what they change the mean of exchanging, at least the change over, whoever they choose to use, whatever SDRs they choose to use in terms of buying and selling, they still gotta come and buy your property. And that's just the key. If they don't take it away from you, by the way. Okay, we don't know.
It's gonna get to the point where even if you're gonna send it to us, so we're gonna just take it. So choose
Yeah.
one. It's gonna pretty much be like that. You
So
know, like it's a lot of movies. Like you said, movies are foreshadow. It's so true because man, I tried to remember some of the movie, and I was thinking about that just the other day. I was trying to think about some movies that I saw that we living in that type of time where any moment is just gonna be like that. You know, where we're gonna have no control whatsoever, and we're gonna have to depend on them for
yeah.
everything. You know,
One of the movies that hit me with the election is V for Vendetta. I don't know if you ever saw that.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, that was
No,
a movie. You need to load that
no,
up.
yeah,
V
yeah,
for
yeah.
Vendetta.
Before Vendetta, yeah.
Yeah.
That's man. I
So
forgot the
you know
person.
how they talk about the virus and the world control and how everything
Yeah.
was under one world rule and all stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
It-
that's the
we,
goal.
we yeah, we are living in a time similarly like that. And you
Actually,
remember V was this villain who was gonna save the world.
yeah,
Before the election, they had this guy by the name of Q Adan, or whoever it is. No, he all over the news. That man was
I guess.
created by this. That man was created to make people act stupid. You know, Q. But they mirror that Q situation to Vita Vendetta. Everything
Yeah,
is still the same. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people did believe in that Q. You know, that Q and so it
yeah.
was very
People
similar
wanted.
to me. So, like you said, they are using these movies to kind of mirror what they're doing in the future. You know, and a lot of people need to understand a lot of these things they're doing with Ready Player One and all this transhumanism stuff. That's where they're actually going to, and I can bring it even closer to home. That was one of the biggest things Jeffrey Epstein was working on. If you go and research the paper that Jeffrey Epstein wrote, he is trying to create a super life. A lot of people think he was just a pedophile and taking little kids and giving them to a lot of people, which is evil in itself. But one of the biggest things he was actually working on, he was trying to create a superior race. He wrote a paper on this. So this ain't conspiracy theories. Just type it up. Jeffrey Epstein trying to create a superior race. He was doing gender splicing, taking young genes. That's why you need children, because the children have the blood of innocence to create a super race. And he was taking the elite's blood, fusing them, and that's how you have gender splicing. So when you see transhumanism and all these things coming into play with Ready Player One and all these things, they are just showing you where they're trying to take the world. And we just need to start what some of these movies we might like them, but we better start watching them and realize, this year look close to what going on now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's like Black Mirror. You ever see the episodes on Black Mirror on
I never
Netflix?
watched one. I never watched
Oh,
one.
you
I
got
need
to
to
check
watch
them
one.
out, man. You got to check them out.
I gotta watch
You
one. I never
got
watched.
to. You gonna be you yeah. You got to watch it. Trust me.
But I want to call Black Mirror. I gotta save that one and
It's
see what
called
it
Black
is.
Mirror, and it's they have a lot of different episodes, and it's during these times a lot of technology and sci-fi and and stuff like that. You got to check it out. Black Mirror. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I definitely gotta watch that one. But I definitely could put that on the list because
That's
those are
big.
things
That's
I like to watch. I like to decode stuff. I'm gonna tell you one thing nobody decode, and we was talking about this last night with the boys. You remember that movie Jack Reacher with you ever watch Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise?
no.
You need to watch that. Jack Reacher was a movie about
Jack Reacher.
yeah.
Jack Reacher.
He was a guy who was in San Francisco, and this army man assassinated 5 people, right? And when he assassinated 5 people, he only did it to kill one woman because he wanted her property. That's basically what the movie was about. And Jack Reacher, which was Tom Cruise, came in to solve
Okay.
the crime, right?
Yeah.
And that was pretty much that movie is similar to the DC massacre. I don't know if you remember that where they said the guy John Malvo, he
And the
went
little
to
kid and then
Antigua and the little kid. The movie
yeah.
is the same. Where he went to DC and they shoot all them people and they find them sleeping in a car by Wendy's, which was such crap. That was so stupid, right? But what people miss is one of the dude them they killed. He had just signed a $382 million deal to do a bridge in French Guyana.
Oh wow.
And they actually killed all them other people around him to make it look like a massacre. But who they were really after was him because he didn't want to share his deal with some of the upper elites. And they made Jack Reacher the movie to emulate that DC massacre. Everything is the same. Watch the DC massacre case and watch Jack Reacher. Everything is the same. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So they're actually using the movie to kind of foreshadow everything they're doing.
I'm gonna check that out. I already saved it in my IMDb.
Yeah, it's a good movie too. I actually like it. But when you watch it, it's like, no man, this man talking about the DC sniper. And the sad thing is, after all them years, we never hear the people of the DC sniper speak. You ever hear them talk?
No.
They ever give an interview? They give one to Jeffrey Dahmer. They give that to all these people. Them two guys were patsies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Them two guys
It's
was
true.
them man were patsies. Them man never talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's the catch. You gotta watch these things. It's crazy.
Crazy Wall, brother. Crazy Warbison. You know?
Yeah, man. So I'm glad you say what the movie thing because people need to watch it because and I personally think this is a spiritual battle that a lot of people ain't really seeing, especially the pastors. It'll be great to have Jermaine and get some of his thoughts of some of the spiritual stuff that's happening because
Yeah.
spiritually, you can see a lot of spiritual events happening right before our eyes, and nobody really connecting to them spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, my son. Like I say in the Bible, all these things must come to pass. Watch and pray. And when you see these signs, do not be worried, but just take heart that the time is near. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we see, man. We definitely see, brother. I keep my eyes open always. Eyes
Oh
open, my
man,
brain.
I had another movie I was gonna tell you to watch. You really got me in the movie tip because a lot of these movies are so satanic here. But
I
when
got.
they
I
come back,
want
I
to.
gotta,
I mark them down when I see them again, bro. Because it's crazy. You
no,
know.
it's just funny how they keep imitating everything we're doing here now. It's like we are living through the so-called matrix, like they're saying, and everybody gotta fall in line. You know what I'm saying? So, people just gotta be aware and see what's happening. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't even know about CERN. You ever heard about the thing called CERN?
Oh, hey, you know what's crazy? I get in my Google save. I have it. I have it saved. Right. I have it saved. CERN. I have it saved. Let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, for real. See?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
See,
See, guys, trust me. Hey,
you're spiritually inclined.
all I do is read, I research, and I just have an open mind, not reacting no type of way. So contain the
You're right.
information. I ain't
You're
trying
on
to
a
turn,
good.
I ain't trying to turn nothing off. If somebody says something, I lay play and just hear it. If I have to
That's
research it,
it.
I research it. Yeah, you
You're on a
know.
good spiritual path, man. Because CERN is one of the most dangerous things right now in our world, and nobody talking about. These
Yeah,
people actually are building a portal to get to a next dimension. Yet they are trying to open a dimension, and they trying to go in the dimension, but they don't know what will come out, and that's super dangerous. And now they're finding something at the other side of this dimension called dark matter, which they
yeah.
say a gram of this thing is 5 nuclear bomb, and it's only a gram.
It's only a
And these
gram.
people have collected pounds, You know what I'm saying? So they actually
It's
building a weapon over there. All them things. And if you look at CERN, just look at CERN. If people look listen to me, just look at CERN
sure, yeah.
and look at Stargate. You know the same thing with the movie thing that we're talking about. The same thing, the same circle thing we had in Stargate is the
Target,
same
yeah.
replica as per as CERN. How crazy is that?
That's crazy, man. Hey, it's
Like
crazy you
all
said term, brother. That's crazy.
man, look, anything we see on TV, these people just did not think these things up. These people
Oh,
are getting these things from demonic sources and they're just bringing it to our light to just
yeah.
kind of desensitize us so we have some kind of reference in our mind. Oh, this is why I see this. This is why I saw that. So, say for instance, now me and you talk about CERN and somebody sees Stargate, the first thing they could be like, oh, you watch too much movie because that's their cop out. A real,
Yeah.
it's a movie. But in real life, it is they actually have a
Actually happening.
replica. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be careful. You know,
We definitely
I
gotta be
remember
careful.
a time I put up a quote on my Facebook. The scientist says they're trying to create the Big Bang, right? Recreate the Big Bang, right? The Big Bang theory. And
Yeah.
the lady asked you, well, if you create the Big Bang, you don't know if you create that black hole that we could get sucked up in it and you can destroy the whole world. And he was like, well, no, the world won't destroy. It'll probably take 5 years or something. I was like, what do you mean it will probably take 5 years? So we got 5 years to live when you create something.
That's
It's
what I'm
crazy.
saying, man. That just you know,
And the sad thing about CERN, and the last thing I can say about it, as much as all these nations who are in war, you know that every nation donate to CERN?
oh,
How is that possible? Million, not even million, trillions of dollars to CERN? Trillion? For what? So you can discover how to create a portal? Nah, boss. That
I
day
tell
is
you, man,
scary.
the war. It's a lot of crazy shit happening, brother. A lot that we just don't know because we so concerned with all this different stuff that going on, and all this shit don't even be nothing. Is what's behind.
Nothing.
You
Behind.
know,
Here's
that's
one
it. It's
thing.
a destruction, pretty much. Yeah.
Here's one thing everybody missed when President Trump went out. He has declassified a lot of documents. Now they're talking about Russia and all them things and how people lie against him with Russia because he declassified some of the documents. And everybody's saying, "Oh, Russia, Russia." You know, one of the documents he declassified that nobody talking about. He says he declassified the UFO files. You can look it up. This I don't miss these things. These people are telling you they declassified the UFO files with where they have been encountered with all the UFOs them. So we're gonna know everything they know about the extraterrestrial, so to speak.
Yeah.
But in reality, spiritually, and I'm only speaking spiritually, we already know they're gonna be a return of the fallen angels coming back to earth because they have to come back and take their time on earth once the
Yeah.
darkness have covered the earth. So I just think
That's
they're
true.
preparing us now for the fallen angels them to come back, and then our dumb self gonna call them superheroes like Superman, and
Yeah.
you know. But why would he declassify UFOs now? That's my thing. Why? What would be the purpose?
That's a good question.
And that's my only thing. Whether you believe in them or not, I don't know. Why would you declassify UFO now? Unless you are preparing a world to anticipate the coming of something. We don't know what it
Something.
is.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
The Bible
But
tell us what it is, but they try to say to something
there's
different,
something
and
else.
they're trying to shift us to what they're saying instead of
I
what the
don't tell
Bible says.
you they're gonna tell us the Bible is illegal soon. Soon from now, they're gonna say the Bible is not true. They're gonna have a whole new Bible, and everything they're doing now, they're just testing. They're just testing. Everything we see on TV, everything we see around the world is a test. They're testing the massive. They're testing everything. You're getting tracking everything. Your phone, your TV, computer. Be
Crazy.
smart. Everything. You're getting tested on everything. There's nothing you're gonna be able to do without being tracked. We can go on a phone right now, and then we go home, and then you turn on your computer. Wherever you are searching on your phone, will pop up in your computer. That's how powerful
Yeah,
this thing is.
it's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? And if people don't believe me, they are actually creating apps right now that you can download on your phone and they will pay you to keep it on. Now, why would somebody do that? Because they're harvesting information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
That's what
actually
they're
have
doing.
apps you can download and they will pay you. They're just getting in more and more information. This thing is all about information. And the more and
That's
more they get all these information, is the more and more they can turn it around and use it against us.
it's true. That's the same thing with Facebook, with the Facebook app. When you go into the settings and stuff like that, they have I forget what it's called, where they
Yeah.
could track what you're doing,
Even when
you
you're
know,
offline.
even when you're offline,
You have
you
to go in
know.
the settings. Somebody sent me that link. You gotta go
Yeah,
in the settings and then you gotta go turn off when you're offline.
yeah,
Else
when
they
you're
can still
offline.
track everything you're doing.
Yep, it's true.
You know, that's insane. You
You know,
know, but that's how
and
they that's how it is.
you never inform anybody about it. You just have to figure it out yourself. You check.
Yep, yep. So people just gotta be careful. Be
That's what
careful.
it is, man. They gotta be careful and just don't be torn after a conversation. You see, like how we having that conversation, and I think that's what hurt a lot of our people is that they don't want to just have a conversation just to hear. They kind of get turned off right away and don't want to talk about it. You know, but it's important just to have conversations. You just never know. You know.
That's true. I
Yeah.
think people are getting so desensitized, like they seek out the conversations that only agree to their own
Yeah. That's what I
ideal.
was trying to say. Yeah.
You
That's what I
know,
was trying
so
to say.
yeah, as long as they agree with their point, they cannot accept another point of view. So they always search out the information to agree with them because that make them feel like they're right. But conversation is not always about who are right and wrong, but it's about just hearing the other sides because everybody thinks and speaks differently. So
Yeah.
I always tell a lot of, especially a lot of my friends them now with this Trump thing. I can use that as a great example. If they would hang Trump tomorrow, I don't even want to say this because I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm using this figuratively. If they
Yeah.
will bring him to Washington, D.C. tomorrow and hang him, I guarantee the whole of the black community will probably erupt
Yeah.
like we just killed Satan. But I told them if he's not Satan, which he's not, because the book says in the last days the man of sedition will be revealed and nobody gonna know who he be, and everybody's gonna be like, is the man? Which means he's gonna be the king of deception. He's gonna deceive the whole world.
Yeah.
If Trump is not Satan, then how funny it is that once again we as black people has gotten ourselves with the Jesus versus Barabbas story. Now, I ain't calling Trump Jesus and I ain't calling Biden Barabbas. But I'm
Yeah.
saying it's eerie similar how everybody is screaming for Barabbas and Joe Biden and want to crucify Trump and Jesus. So it's like it's like we're doing the same thing over
Yeah.
again. And I just tell people, just whether you hate somebody or not, pull yourself back because when you're hating, hate is a disease itself. It fuels something inside your heart that you can within say, okay, this person deserves this or this person deserves that. Whereas now you are prejudging somebody when you don't know everything. Yet you go to church next week and say the Bible tell you thou shalt not judge, because the same how you judge, you also shall be judged. But yet you are passing judgment. So you can't be speaking out of emotion. You gotta be speaking about spiritually. And that's just how my mind works. That's just how I think. I just look at everything at two sides. And I don't, one of the things I do, I don't choose color because I
Yeah.
believe,
Same way.
yes, black people have a lot of suffering. We've been through a lot. I definitely behind my black people 100%. But at the same way that we suffering so much, it's very easy for someone to manipulate us by just bringing in something that resembles black. And all of a sudden, we just go with the narrative because somebody is black, not thinking that that person could be deceiving us the same way. So somebody got to be there to say, hold up.
But
Yeah,
that's been going on the whole. That's been going on for years. That's been happening to us for years, man.
yep, yep.
That's been happening to us for years. And I think that's the problem because, I mean, you you brought up Trump, so I use Trump. You know, like you ask every black person why they hate Trump, what would be the answer? Because he said something,
They'll
or
say
whatever.
racist. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
number one thing.
yeah,
What you say?
okay, he's racist,
Yeah,
but he know, but All of them racist. You know,
That's
the only
true.
thing is that he just said what he said. But what is the reason why you really hate him? Like they need to ask themselves that question. I ain't saying like I like Trump or anything like that.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is that I really don't care. Like he doesn't upset me. Like I
me
don't
either.
care. I listen to what he have to say because he says some stuff, but it doesn't upset me.
Me, I'm the
You know,
same way.
yeah, it doesn't upset
I'm
me
the same way. And like you
for
say, I
sure.
mean, as much as we ain't picking sides or nothing like that, even our boy Joe,
Yeah,
at one point in his life, said he don't want his children to grow up in the jungle with the monkeys. So
he did say that.
say one, say two. I mean, these guys said a lot of things, but
Yeah,
for me, it don't upset me either, Mumba, because I just know we need to hear both sides regardless of what. And at the end of the day, they are gonna affect us with policies, what they put on paper, what they're gonna do in terms of putting blacks in jails or whatever, in terms of
yeah,
jobs. Those are the
yep.
true effect. So you can say whatever you want to say. I mean, I actually like somebody to say what they want to say because now I can deal with you because I know where you're coming from.
You're coming
Is the
from,
one
yeah.
them who hide behind the door and start pushing stuff that I don't know about who that will affect me and my family. Those are the ones you should be afraid of. You know what
That's
I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's true.
You know, those are the people who hide in dark places, like the Bible say. You know what I'm saying? We fight not against flesh and blood, but people in dark places and with high power. So those are the people we should be aware about. Not so much someone because he says something. He can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
These people probably say worse things. We don't know.
it's true. It's true. That's what I was laugh about that whole thing with Trump and stuff like that. Yeah, I was listening to Alan Watts the other day and he said something funny. He said the ones who could I want to say he's the one that said it. And it was along the line where, if someone could say something that will get you upset, that person is your ruler.
That's wow. That's powerful.
Yeah. You know. And I was thinking about it, and it is true. For someone, and we say we were talking about Trump. Is like I don't know Trump. Trump don't know me. So what can he say to upset me? What am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to get upset and I'm going to stress myself? I'm going to get sick
Exactly.
and
And
he's
then
rich and living his life.
he's playing golf right now.
Yeah, and I'm
He
here
doesn't
upset at
care.
him. Like it don't make. That's the thing people gotta realize. Like, man, at the end of the day, man, them people don't care about you, brother. You just
They
seek
don't.
knowledge
They
and
don't.
learn, man, and just be prepared for what's coming.
Yep, they don't.
For
And,
sure.
and, and people need a great awakening. And the biggest awakening I think we'll get is when we can differentiate ourselves from this black white foolishness
Yeah,
and
it's
start
true.
getting a consciousness in terms of godliness, and we'll understand what these people are really doing to us. Because despite everything that happened, you said it when the show started, all the richest people in the world have gotten 10 times richer.
Yeah,
That's crazy. They are
yeah,
totally destroying the middle class. And what they're doing right now, they're going to always be a super rich and poor.
yeah,
That's it. They are going
yeah,
to destroy all these small businesses and stuff like that. It's just going to only be two classes.
yeah. It's
And
true.
we're going to be dependent on them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's what they want.
that's what they want. That's what they
Yeah.
want. It's true. That's what they want. Anything that could make you get to their level, they're gonna destroy it, so you don't
Mhm.
get to their level. You know.
Yep, yep.
That's what it is. It's funny. It's just people just gotta think, man. They gotta really think and just have good conversations.
True.
Even like we said, oh, like even if they disagree with us, it's just having a good conversation. Let me hear your point. You hear my point.
That's it.
It's
That's
all
it.
about seeking knowledge and learning. You know,
That's it.
that's
And we learn from each other when we have the conversation, and that's the
yeah,
number one thing. You learn from me, I learn from you, and like I say, it's not about the right and wrong. It's about understanding your point of view, because something you can say can enlighten me, and something I can say can enlighten you. But to just
true.
flat come out and say you're crazy, here's something I noticing that's happening that nobody talking about. Just like in the days of Hitler, when they was telling people to re-educate and put them in camps and what they call him, like send them to Guantanamo Bay. After election, man, I hear so many people saying, "Yeah, these chump voters need to get re-educated. They need to be sent to Guantanamo Bay and put in concentration camp." I was like, "These people crazy, or what?
Me, And I
How
think that's
different
what
is
they
you than
want.
Hitler? That is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Don't even
That man, that
big up to
though,
him, big
that
up.
there is so dangerous. And if people agree to that, all you're doing is just giving them the law to put on books to do the same thing to us.
That's it, man.
So if you can agree to for all this censorship, and if you can agree for them to send we to re-education camp and concentration camp and Guantanamo and all these things, all you're doing is just setting the stage for them to do it to you.
It's true,
You know,
man. It's true.
so
And
people need to pay attention.
people people got to pay attention, man. Like you really upset because somebody voted for somebody you didn't like. Like, come on, man. You don't even know the reason for it's so many, it could have been so many different reasons why. Like,
It's crazy. Willing to take
no,
the job, willing to to tell them they can't put their money in this bank, and wow.
that's what they want. That's what they
Let,
want.
let me ask you, Mumba, let me bring it home now to the streets. How is that different than the kids them there in gangs and stuff like that, wearing different color? That's to me, that's actually even worse
That's
because
worse, man. It's worse. It's
at least
worse.
the youths them who they're in the gangs knows that whoever gang they with, not that I'm saying that it's good or not, but when we're in a gang, we call ourselves family because the
Yeah,
family structure is broken. So a lot of these youths go to these gangs to find some sense of family. So when
yeah.
we see somebody who are in our clique, we call them brother, you know what I'm saying? We call them blood and love and stuff like that.
Of
With family.
course.
Because we're
Yeah.
looking for a family structure. You know what I'm saying? But then the flip side now, when we meet a rival gang, because they ain't wearing our colors and we know that man is our enemy, they might do we nothing, but just because they're against us, you know what I'm saying, we ready to take their life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Without even any sense of reasoning. But every once in a while, both gangs get together and they realize they were fighting over foolishness.
Yeah.
So I was just wonder how they get that mentality. And I saw they get from this voting foolishness. Because I don't vote for you. You wearing a different color and you vote for this guy and I vote for this guy. All of a sudden you don't like me because I vote for him. And are you willing to take my life? You willing to get me fired? That ain't no different than the gangs.
No, it's
It's
no
no
different.
different.
It's
It's the
the same
same.
thing. It's just
You know
different
what I'm saying?
levels, but yeah, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's the
You
same.
know. Yeah, the gang one, man. You know, I was. It's funny. I was thinking about that just the other day. You bring out some. You talking about stuff that I be thinking about. I was thinking about that literally just the other day when I was driving. I was like with the gang stuff because with the whole New York and Chicago, like the gang stuff is like at an all-time high.
Mhm.
And I just be thinking like, man, like what's the point of killing one another and stuff? Like, what's the reason? I even go back to when I was a kid and what I'm saying? And I used to be like, man, I'm mad at somebody for no reason. Like I just
Right?
want trouble. Like it don't make no sense whatsoever. Like it
Don't it
doesn't. It's like
doesn't.
a mental type of slavery, man. It's brainwash, brainwash mental slavery type thing, man. That like an animalistic behavior.
It is.
Like it's no point. Like it's no point whatsoever. Like it's no point.
And that's why I would tell a lot of people it'll be good if people just fly out the country, leave the states, and go different places. It don't matter where, just to get other people views because it makes
Yeah,
you more rounded how other people think. If you only stay inside the bubble, you're only gonna understand what you see inside the bubble. But
it's
every
true.
once in a while, you gotta remove yourself. Here's a case that I see that is so amazing to me. So the Trump and President Biden thing, everybody is mad because everybody's saying Trump said the election was rigged, whatever, right? And Biden, I'm saying, oh, it was a legal election. Obviously, he's president, blah, 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 blah. That ain't really my point, but I'm just showing the
Yeah,
background. So here's my thing. For years, they say Russia helped Trump win the election. That was Hillary basis, right? So she was complaining of Russia.
yeah,
Now Trump is complaining that the election is rigged, right?
yeah,
Now they're saying he's a liar, insurrectionist. None of that is even my point. The point is they are saying, oh, we have fair thing election. Nobody outside should be messing with our election in terms of Russia, nowhere else, because we have some of the best election in the world, and we're gonna be a the democracy. I said, okay, cool, nothing wrong with that. But now here is USA going to a country that I played in Venezuela. They have an elected president with their election, but they refuse to accept Venezuela president because they say Venezuela election is rigged.
Yeah.
So what gives you the right to say that Venezuela election rigged, but Trump don't have the right to say our election rigged? Like how does this thing works?
It doesn't make any sense, man.
This
That's the
thing makes
thing, T.
no
It's
sense, dude.
crazy. It's
So,
crazy.
so you gonna tell a whole country, I think your election fake, your president ain't real, he ain't gonna be our president. Juan Guaido is gonna be our president for Venezuela, even though this dude don't even live in the country.
He's not there. He doesn't even live there.
Yet you
That's
blaming Russia for meddling in your election
your
and
election.
Trump is still election thing. Oh my God, this thing is like I don't know. As the world turns, son, this thing is so crazy.
It's it's sad, man. Even the whole stuff that they got going on with Venezuela, that's even crazy. You know what it is, man? It's like they don't just go to different countries and just think they could just do whatever they want.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy. Like, oh, I could go to this country and make pass my rules, and if I don't like this leader, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and
yeah.
do that and stuff. It's like people,
That's what they do. That's what you hit them on the nail. And my final point, Mumba, because you've been to Venezuela the same way. A lot of people don't know.
yeah,
Venezuela is 67% Cheo Indigos. That's what they call them. But in reality, they are darker skinned people, are what we call black people.
check.
So
Oh, for sure,
Venezuela is dominantly black,
dominantly black.
67% black
Yeah,
people. And when you look at all the people, where's Venezuela, Gaddafi, Iraq, all these people are black people. A lot of people don't understand this. And all these people have natural resources. Anytime these black nations have natural resources and they don't want to play ball, all of a sudden the leader ain't good, the
that's
leader
what happened to
bad.
Gaddafi. That's what happened to Gaddafi.
Exactly.
That's what happened to
So
Gaddafi.
we, in terms of saying Black Lives Matter, is not truly identifying how powerful Black life truly is. Because if that's the case, a lot of we would be defending Venezuela today. Because most of those people are black people.
Yeah,
Same thing in Libya. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
talk
people
about
think that
it.
most of the Arabs them are white. They are not. Most of the Arabs them are black people.
Yeah,
Qatar, Dubai, all those places are black people.
but they see they just show they don't show them,
They
so people
don't.
don't know. Yeah,
And
that's
then and then they're so smart, they call them different names. So when we hear the names, we don't think they are black people. And that's where these names come into play. So that's why I said people need to travel outside to kind of have an idea what really is going on. Because if you stay inside the
that's
bubble,
important. You
you're
said that.
gonna
Yeah,
be you're gonna be calling people insurrectionists, insurgents.
insurgents.
I
Man,
mean,
the names they be coming up with, brother, and they
you
got
know when I was in
and
Iran,
most insurgents live right here.
when I was in Iran, right? I was playing and I saw when they were calling the
True that, Dwayne. True that.
when they were calling the Iraqi soldiers them because I was over there when Bush and them had war. I was actually in Iran,
Yeah,
and they was calling the Iraqi insurgent. So I
insurgents.
was
Yeah,
asking all the Iranians them, that's what they call the army. That's the name of the army, insurgents. They were like, what? They're like, the Iraqi people don't call the army insurgents. They say, hell no. I said, what they call the army? Soldiers. They say, we need soldiers. I want to say, and then they call them insurgents. They said, no, we call them soldiers. I said, well, you guys call your army military soldiers the same way you call your army. So
yeah.
where the hell they get this insurgents from? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
man,
they just create name just so it don't. These people are art in terms of
it's just
psychology. They
controlling
know how
you,
to
man.
manipulate your mind.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just controlling you, man. It's just controlling you. That's what it is. Like they prevent you from seeking knowledge. So you
Yes.
just gonna grow up being like this whole. You gonna grow up being like a machine. Like
Yeah.
whatever they say, like you're not gonna seek knowledge on your own or anything like that. Even like Colombia, they say that Colombia got people darker than me.
Yes.
Colombia, like you said, and I think it's you. You said something that was important, like how we travel to different countries, and you get to have conversation with people from different countries, and you get to really see everything that's true, and
Hmm.
all the stuff that you really was taught growing up and watching on TV. It was all lies. Like it was all lies. It's crazy. Like
Man,
it's
Mumba,
sad.
I went to all these Middle Eastern countries. I thought I would have seen Aladdin. You know, we used to watch Aladdin and Abu with flying on a mat with a bunch of snake and
Yeah,
desert
that genie.
and camel. I didn't
Yeah,
see one camel in Iran. Maybe I see one, just one. I didn't see no magic carpet. This they just mess our mind up, man.
yeah, man.
That was
That's
one of the best places in the world I've ever been to, man. Iran was so beautiful. It's crazy. But you never see that. They show we Abu and Aladdin running through the damn street.
man. I
You know what
it's
movie these Iranians was pissed with? That movie came out 300 with Xerxes.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. I actually went to the grave and I saw Xerxes
Yeah,
where he was buried, and I saw King Darius. It was in the movie that I did. I was at the grave site. I saw all of those great graves. So that's another thing about history because I've been to Israel and Iran. I actually went to the places where these people actually that you read about buried. So when I was
yeah,
in Jerusalem and in Israel, you could see the tombs and stuff for Jesus and stuff like that. So that's make a lot of these people Middle Eastern hold on to religion and history stronger than us because a lot
yeah.
of we only read about it. You know, we read about Jesus and we read about Xerxes and stuff like that. And in many ways, even though they are true characters, we don't know because we don't have nothing to hold on to. But those
That's
people
true.
over there can actually walk to the grave site of Xerxes, walk to the palace of great Asian Persia, because you know Persian was a very great army, the Persian army.
Yeah,
They took me to all
it
these
was.
places. So they hold on to their history and their religion stronger. And
Strong,
that's why
true.
their people will die in masses more than our people, so to speak, because they have a stronger belief and faith because they can actually touch history.
Yeah.
We only can really read in it. But they
No,
were
that's
pissed with that movie. 300, they felt they made Xerxes look like a big anti-man. They were pissed. Remember the big tall black dude with a thing in the nose? They
yeah,
were,
yeah, yeah.
them Iranian was mad.
Yeah,
They was
that's
really mad. They didn't like that movie.
yeah, man. That movie was it was all about, just to look good and stuff, but the story was
Yeah,
wow.
they didn't like. And then what I learned that I didn't know, and if people research it, those guys 300, I think they came from Greek. I can't remember exactly where, but I think they were Greeks. The
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
from
yeah.
Sparta, Sparta.
Sparta, Sparta, Sparta.
Yes, they made them guys look so macho, which they was in terms of history as macho guys.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know until I went over there. They had a culture which was I hope I don't offend nobody, but this is just facts. Their culture was homosexual. It was a
Yeah.
homosexual culture, and they never said that in the movie. You know, they made those guys look like undeniable warriors,
Warriors, yeah.
big and buff, and But when you really go out and you find the real history, I mean, that's why that was one of the biggest things in those days with the Spartans and the Greeks and stuff like that. They had a very very big homosexual culture.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
the
read up on
guy,
it. When the
yeah,
movie came out, I said, man, I'm gonna read up on this whole stuff to see like what's real, what's
yeah,
true
man.
and stuff.
The guy from our Rome, I think the Emperor of Rome, I just saw his name, something like that. He used to go around and go and rape little boys. They don't really tell you these things in history,
Yeah,
obviously, but
history, yeah.
this thing, you can't change history. These are just facts.
Yeah, it's facts. It's facts, it's true.
Yeah, and then these is things that they used to do.
Yeah.
And I forgot his
True.
name, but I just had his name. But people can look that up. It
Yeah.
was a very sick culture.
It was, man. I read up on when I had my surgery last year, and I was gone for a while. I was reading up on the Roman empires, all the different ones and stuff like that. Just reading up on the history and stuff like that. And it was crazy, like just like how homosexuality was with them, man. It was just like it's like a nature. It was
It was
crazy.
crazy. Even
Yeah,
Easter, when people look at Easter, I mean, we all have common sense. A bunny don't lay no damn egg. Come on. It wasn't about no bunny.
ah,
People really
oh
look
my god,
can even go too far in this because I don't want to mash up people's mind. But
Yeah,
these are
yeah,
just
yeah.
you just
No,
research
it's
it.
true.
These things was not what people think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we made it all cuddly, thinking a little bunny gonna make egg and people gonna look for Easter egg. That wasn't the ritual. That was not the ritual. Like these people were sick, Bumba.
It was, man. Hey, you gotta seek knowledge, man, to know, man. Like you can't be intertwined with those type of things, man. You can't.
Somebody asked a good question there.
I think Dwayne, let me put it up.
The
How
same
many?
culture in the Middle East.
Let me put it up.
Um, I've been to Qatar. Well, all those Middle Eastern. You know what's so funny? Dubai is right next to Iran. And when I went to Iran, everybody say, "You crazy? I would have never go to Iran, listen." But then you'll go to Dubai. You do understand if a nuclear bomb drop in Iran, Dubai gone same way. People need to check the map.
Yeah.
It's only an hour flight away. Well, I've been
Yeah,
to
it's right there.
Dubai. Yeah, I've been to Dubai. I've been to Qatar. I've been to um, obviously Iran, Israel. They are the same in terms of people. That's one thing I learned. I mean, in many ways, they are very respectful, meaning they're like us, how we grew up. They say good morning, good afternoon, stuff like that, open the door for you. They are very, very disciplined.
Yeah.
Where they lack in terms of, I can't say where they lack, but where we have more privilege, they didn't really treat their women the way how we treat our women, where we are more at a 50-50 scale here on this side of the world. Whereas
Yeah.
in Iran, the women, them, I won't say they don't treat them good, but they were more like the housewife women then, which was
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the women then were super intelligent, but they didn't have the say and the power like the men.
Yeah.
It's a men driven culture.
That's true.
It's a really men driven culture. But one of the things I learned from all of the different places, this is the two biggest example I can give: Israel and Iran. These people play it up in the news like these two countries hate each other, but the people them don't hate each other. They don't. The people actually be like, they don't know why the government keep pouring this propaganda out that we want to blow up Israel and Israel hate Iran and they gonna have a big fight. It's like two big leaders just playing the world like it's gonna be World War VII or something, the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's foolishness. The people them don't have the same resentment. And a matter of fact, a lot of the people them who I met in Iran was so in love with America, it was shocking to me. I was like, well, what we're going on with this down with Iran, down with USA, and burning the flag I used to see on TV.
Yeah.
I used to be like, man, that's bullshit. They put that thing on TV to make nobody in Iran think that way. Everything they have was very Americanized. Um, they everything the food was excellent. That's one of the best thing I love about over there.
The
Uh,
food, huh?
the, the roads was excellent. I'm sorry I have to put that in because that'll be dodging pothole left and right. But man, it was really I had a great time. It opened my eyes because it shows me what I was seeing projected on TV could really create a false sense of illusion of what things actually is. Now, I'm not going to say everything is great and all dandy. Everybody should pack up and leave. Everybody have problems here and there. But in terms of the perception that I was getting about the country, their crime rate was super low. They didn't kill themselves in both places. It was really, really low.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing you could say that is tough. You don't get a lot of freedom. They crack down on you. Your internet, everything is cracked down. You can only search certain sites. They block a lot of sites, so you have to get VPNs to try and get out. And then they would always find a way to crash your VPN, so you always have to keep. So even when I had to call out and stuff like that, I had to get different VPNs. And so they watch you a lot. It was more similar to China. China and them has a very close country relationship. Iran and China.
Iran and
It's
China.
very very close. The government monitor a lot of stuff. They don't give you no chance to overthrow them, and that's the key. And that's why those people who are in power stay in power a lot of times Now, here's the thing, Dwayne, that I see over here that's happening here in America. The same type of rules that I see in China and Iran are actually trickling down here. No, you can't do things on internet. No, you can't say things on internet. No, they're blocking you for saying this. No, they're telling you you can't search this because this is misinformation and disinformation. That's how they cheat those guys over there, and it's actually moving over here
Yeah,
now. So I actually seeing the movement that's happening over there to America. So it's America is starting to tighten up on information same way. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Venezuela, man, Venezuela is probably one of the best countries in the world and should be one of the richest countries in the world. That
yeah,
country get such a
exactly.
bad name in
Yeah,
terms of they are trying to take Venezuela oil so bad.
so
Venezuela
bad.
has more oil than any nation in the
Yeah,
world.
yep,
But they want to get these people natural resources so bad. When I was there, they had Castro there. It's Castro, right? Castro. Not Fidel Castro, the other one.
yep.
Chavez.
Chavez, was it
Chavez.
Chavez? Yeah, yeah, Chavez. Yeah,
Yes.
Hugo Chavez.
And
Yeah,
he was the president at the time when I played Venezuela. You know, this man had a radio show. You could call in, tell him your problems. Anything you do, he will send somebody out there to fix it. If you have a
yeah,
bad roads, he had a like how we have a podcast. He had his radio show. You could have called in. This was the president of the country. He put a doctor downstairs in every apartment building, so you didn't have to go to the hospital. Anybody gets sick, all you have to do is just go downstairs, and the doctor will be down there for you. Anybody could go to college and school for free. And if
yeah.
this if the place if Venezuela couldn't provide you with a free education, you could go anywhere in the world and the Venezuelan government would have paid for it. How was this man a bad leader? He was doing everything that we want. You know
Venezuela
what I'm
was
saying?
striving when he was alive.
They was really going. And
Yeah,
I don't know if they kill him or not. I can't say nothing like that on TV. We don't have no evidence for that, but they took him
yeah,
out. And for years, they're trying to get that oil from Venezuela, and that's just the bottom line. They're not going to give up until they get that oil.
yeah.
So
That's true.
sorry for the Venezuelan, but that's just facts. They want that oil.
Man,
They
ever
want
since he
it.
passed away, man, ever since he passed away, that place went downhill. Because a lot
Yeah,
of
man.
Americans, even for baseball, a lot of Americans used to go down and play for Winter League and make some
Yes,
good money, man. Like they
man.
used to take care of you, and man, like
American Airlines used to fly
Venezuela
down
is
there like crazy. I used to fly American all the time to Venezuela. Now they cut they put so much embargo on these guys. They literally trying to crush this country until they let in.
a country,
If you
man.
see Venezuela come back up, you know one thing happened. Venezuela gave us access to the oil. That's just
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
Other than that, they're just gonna say the guy the I don't even know who the prime minister is now, the president is now, but they're gonna keep pouring propaganda. He's evil. He's killing his people. You know, they use the same thing. They never change. That's one thing. They never change. Saddam Hussein is evil, killing the people. The guy from Syria, evil, killing the people. Gaddafi, evil, killing the people. They never even change it.
Yeah,
They use the same rhetoric over and over and over.
that
So
shit's sad, man.
it's sad for Venezuela because I really like the country, and like I said,
Nice
I
country.
didn't know it had so much black people in Venezuela. I actually felt at home in Venezuela.
Yeah, that's what you feel. Yeah, it's
It,
true, man.
it- and another place close to it is Panama.
Panama,
A matter of fact, Panama has a lot of
same
people
thing.
actually speaks like us when they speak English. They sound like Crujan.
It's kinda
So
like,
it's
yeah,
crazy. Those are two countries that I felt like home. Venezuela has so much potential, but money run the world, and unless somebody comes in and give them man economic relief, that man
yeah,
can always be struggling.
yeah, man. They're gonna do the same thing like they did to all those other countries, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just sad. Yeah,
They,
I had a lot of man. I had so many teammates from Venezuela, man. So many teammates, So I didn't travel to any of those like all those countries like like in the Middle East and stuff like that. But I've had a lot of teammates from those countries and stuff, and we had some good conversation just because my knowledge of history is pretty good,
right.
I would say, so I could have a conversation with them a lot more about their country you know, and
And in many ways, Mumba, we connect better because even though we're American, we actually are kind of outside Americans because we are not really we didn't really grow up in the mainland, so we kind of have an outside view.
View,
And
yeah.
we have a lot of Caribbean cultures who come here, and we have the Caribbean culture. So we are more receptive to hear other people in terms of where they're from, where your country like, where it is.
Yeah.
Whereas America, I think I didn't grow there, so I can't speak on it, but maybe somebody can come in. When you live in America, they kind of have this mentality. When I moved to America, like, yeah, we's the stuff. Where you from? You have a Foot Locker in St. Croix. You know, they used to talk down on we, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's
it used to be like, but why this man think he better than me? You know I live better than you, boss. What you talking about? But that was their mindset because they came with a pre-notion that they were just better.
yeah.
But we never had that. And I felt guys from Venezuela and other places, they looked at us differently, you know, because we were more open-minded.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what it was. Yeah, we more open minded.
even Puerto Rico is like that. Puerto Rico is nasty like that in terms of when I went to Puerto Rico, a lot of guys don't know Puerto Rico is so strong in terms of their culture that when I went, you know, they test you. You played in Puerto Rico as well.
Yeah.
So if you come in with an attitude like you better than them, it's going to be the worst thing for you. Because first of all, they got to understand what you say, and then they can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So that's two whammy for you. They can definitely destroy you. But
That's
if you embrace their culture and then try to learn Spanish, they actually will now embrace you and say, yeah, man, you're trying to embrace us. And now they feel proud about their culture, telling you about Puerto Rico. This is what we're about. I know they teach you little Spanish word here and there. I mean, my first couple lessons from Spanish was all bad word. They teach me all the bad word my first week in Puerto Rico. I know every bad word. But it shows like they were willing to accept me because I was willing to learn about who they are and respect their culture. But
that's
I
how
saw
they
a
are,
lot
man.
of I saw a lot of American came in who was like big name players from NBA and stuff like that, and they were so cocky and arrogant coming into practice with their chest out. And the Puerto Ricans, them, you should have watched them like, who the hell he think he be? And them has to be like, Seba Oi, he leaving tonight. He think he can be here. He
He ain't
too
playing.
cocky. And so said, so done. In a week, that man gone. Because it's how you approach it. You can't just come down like you better than somebody else.
Yeah.
You come into somebody else's culture, you gotta humble yourself and try to learn a lot about them. And then eventually you grow with them. And then once they accept you, the sky's the limit.
Oh, Sky, they always protect you. They have your back no matter what.
Oh man.
They will love
I
you
go
forever.
It's crazy. I go to Guaynabo. I play in Guaynabo a lot of times in Puerto Rico, and it's so many people still remember me. I used to go to places, Uno's, people see me that used to come to the game. Man, I used to want to pay them. I used to be like, no, man, this is on me. I'd be like, man, I haven't even played it in a long time, and these people still remember me. It's just like they really appreciate you.
Yeah, they do, man.
Something I pray the Virgin Islands get one day, but man, Puerto Rico guy.
I love Puerto Rico, brother. I love Puerto Rico.
Guy.
I love that place, man. I love playing there. Love living there. Dwayne, the question he got is, why you think the countries you have been to put so much money into sports, but they say are not as competitive as the US?
You want to go first, Mama?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Me personally, I just think sports is for those countries, sports is the way to help the country. It's one of the easiest ways to help the country and put money into the country as well. You know, the athletes, you know, they put money into the country, the sports. Athletes go out, do what they got to do, and they come back and they help the country. They build stadiums, they build all kind of infrastructure and stuff like that, and they help the country move to a better spot. Just like perfect example is Andrew Jones. You know, Andrew Jones from Curacao, he played for the Atlanta Braves, and they did what they had to do with him. He came back and he helped that country, man. And now look at the Little Leaguers. Curacao is always in the Little League World Series. You know, they got the World Baseball Classic, they got their team and stuff like that. It just puts the country in a better situation because, you know, sports is an avenue out, man. It's an avenue out. You could explain it better than me.
That's well said. That's well said. I can just add these countries in general, and what we haven't found out in the Virgin Islands, sadly, Is no way to get your country on the map than through sports in a one-day event. So whether you are like Spain or not, the fact that they can win a world championship or beat the USA, man, everybody wants to know where is Spain. You might know about Yugoslavia and all these other places, but when you see them in sports and they dominate, everybody wants to know where this country is. And sports really can put you on that map, especially if you have a superstar player like a Tim Duncan, where everybody start gravitating to the Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands have always been here, but one player from the island really accelerated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what these countries, so what these countries now found out was through sports, you can give not only your country such a big name, but then you create such a big national pride because now no matter where nobody else is, they're gonna say for instance, Puerto Rico playing, Puerto Rico representing, and for just one day of your life, it's not about rich or poor, it's about we are Puerto Rican. So you create such a national identity pride in you. And these countries understand this, so they just keep pouring money in it because they understand that. And the players them understand it too. Some of these players cry when they don't make the national team. The same documentary I was telling you about with Tony Parker.
Yeah.
This man won 4 NBA championship. This man did everything, and he said he would give up all of his championship just to win one medal for his country. That's how much pride this man had for his country. Everybody should watch that documentary. That documentary was so powerful. Sure. He had so much pride because he knew he was not representing himself. Everything else you do in life, he was representing you, blah, 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 blah. But when you put that VI on, or that USA on, or that Puerto Rico on, now it's not about you anymore. You are representing a nation of people, and you can represent them either being weak, strong, feeble, courageous. However it is, you are going to carry that burden of a nation. And that's why they pump so much money in it. In terms of them, in terms of them not being as competitive as America, which they are gaining ground, you got to understand, America started the model. There's nobody else pump more money in sports than America. I don't care what sport it is. It could be Frisbee. It could be Frisbee. If you turn on the TV any other day, they can have a Frisbee pro sport contest. I actually saw it the other day.
Oh, yeah, they got one. Yeah.
Yeah. I even see a Jacksonville hole where they be throwing the sack in the hole. Yeah. America pump money in every sport. Yeah. So America has already led the way in terms of, number one, this is about pride, but number two, you can actually use this sport and make it your career. So now you can specialize athlete because there's something for you to become not just a regular person, but become somebody who becomes an icon. And America have led the way with that. A lot of these other sports, pretty much unless they get to the American level NBA, you probably won't be that worldly icon than in America because America has the most money in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's just the bottom line. If all these other countries had money like America, which China does, but China lead is not as big as America, but it's big because they have a lot of people and a lot of money. And then Europe, in terms of Spain and stuff, their money is good, but it's, the highest paid player in Europe probably making $5 million. I mean, NBA players right now, Kyrie Irving, they're making $41 million a year. Come on. It's just so much money in the American sport that, they can always be able to dominate most of the sports then. And that's just the bottom line. Economics run things.
It's true. Which documentary? The Tony Parker documentary on Netflix, right?
Yeah. It's called Tony Parker on Netflix.
Tony Parker doing Tony Parker.
Well, in terms of soccer, soccer is so much different because actually soccer has more money than the NBA and any other sport America has. Because soccer, FIFA they have done a great job in just being the world. It's not just one country, it's the entire globe. Yeah. And with soccer, it's different than basketball and all them other sports, which is like the American sports, because the American sports, most of the kids plays those type of sport. When I say kids I mean like the less unfortunate kids like us, Mama, who don't have the gold spoon, who who see basketball as a way out, football as a way out. So you will get more of the raw, talented athletes and hunger from athletes in America from those sports than soccer. Soccer is more of a rich people sports in America. Now it's starting to change now because soccer starting to come big in America, but for years, only rich people now and tennis normally used to play those type of sports.
That's true.
So the hunger of the sports in America was never there for soccer. Whereas when you're looking at Brazil, you gain so many people who fighting for that spot, and these guys they ain't got money like that. And then you have all these other countries who don't have the finance like that. They're gonna produce better players because their lifeline is dependent on this sport. So soccer will always trump America in terms of the world domination. It's gonna be very hard for America to pass countries like Brazil, Argentina, Germany, England, Spain. It's gonna be very, very difficult because the hunger ain't, these guys got more. The money is there, first of all, but the hunger with these countries to play that sport is a lot higher than in the States.
Yeah. That's true. I don't think we're gonna ever pass. Never pass them, bro.
Yeah, they gonna be hard. They gonna be hard. I mean, man, those guys and I play soccer. Those guys are so skillful. Even the teams them you think are not good, like Switzerland and Sweden, and them countries are so good. They are way better than the USA, Italy. Man, I mean, all in South American countries, you don't want no war with none of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Them,
the only hope for the US is the women, man. The women's soccer. That's the only thing.
But and see, that's where the richness come in terms of finance, because now the women were able, because of wealth, could play soccer in the USA, whereas a lot of these countries, because they were so poor, the women never used to play soccer.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
So economics plays a very big role in terms of development in the sports. I think the same thing is probably the same as baseball, but most of these sports, like Dominican Republic, it's compared to the DR player and Cuban player compared to American, these guys will be a little bit more hungrier because this could be life and death for them. Whereas in America, you have a choice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when you get somebody from the DR or Cuba, it's all in or nothing with these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's all in or nothing. So you will get, you'll get a heap of talent coming from these places.
Yeah, especially in the DR, man. Baseball is life, bro. Baseball is life. I remember I went over there. We when I was playing winter ball in Puerto Rico, we took we took a team over to the DR to play in a weekend, just a couple weekend series and stuff. Man, those kids made me feel like I was a celebrity, but like a rock star. The bus and these kids running down the bus and
wow,
kind of heck, man. Yeah, it was nice to see, man. But yeah, they just live and die over them, man.
Yeah, yep.
That's the way out, like you said.
Just a different level, it's a different passion. Everything is just different, man. Everything is just different. And until you get that kind of hunger that we need in the VI and stuff like that, we probably won't get to the level we really need to get to. It's not impossible, but in terms of the totality of everybody, I mean, the VI really, man, we don't even know how great we are as a nation because we produce so many great athletes without like the proper training in terms of like Mumbai, you up there now. If we had like stuff that you guys are doing in the States, pitching machine and stuff like that, and I had shooting machine and all these things, how great a player we would have been. We don't know.
That's the thing, man. They got almost all the high school teams. Them, if I'm not mistaken, they all got shooting machines.
It's crazy.
All of them, man. Yeah, my son has he be on a shooting machine almost every day. Like
I would have been in the gym. I know shooting if I had a shooting machine.
Yeah, I know you would for sure.
Man, that is crazy.
It's just so much, man. It's like that's why. Like I was talking to him the other day, man. It's just the opportunities up here, man, and it's just the environment and just man. Everywhere you go, man, you got shooting machine, you got tournaments, you got trouble teams. You always could be playing. You could always get better. You know what I'm saying? You got kind of gyms, you got kind of rec centers. You could go in and play ball. You could go out LA Fitness, grab a bunch of guys, go LA Fitness and play. Like, man, the opportunities is crazy. And you know what they're doing too, man? A lot of the high schools them here is like bringing kids from other high schools from overseas, like England and Australia and all kind of places, man, the Netherlands and stuff, are having them play here high school basketball.
Wow.
So they're recruiting players. So like, it's even tougher for the kids them here because they what high school's doing now, they're looking for the best of the best. We don't care if you're from America or France, Japan. We want the best. And if the parents are willing to send their kids over here, then please believe it, we're gonna bring them.
Wow.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a business. Like it's a business. Stuff. Basketball is a business, especially basketball. That shit is a business.
It is. It is. It is.
Yeah. So like comparing to like you said with VI athletes not having the proper training, but look how good many of the athletes have become. Just imagine, like you said, if we had the proper training, man.
It's insane. It's insane.
It'd be scary, man.
Alec Pang and so would have be retiring in the NBA. It'd have been crazy.
Crazy.
But God.
Think about it. We play what? 10 total high school games in a season or something like that?
Yeah.
Regular season 8, and then you still got a couple of tournaments we playing?
That's it.
And up here, them are playing like 20 and 25 games in a season. Like,
and still got tournaments and still got travel team.
Yeah, man, you check. So they are already prepared to when they go to college. College usually play like what, 30 games or so, 27, around that area. So man,
a lot more reps, man. A lot more. I remember when Pang was Pang and he was in his heights at Complex. Miller had brought down a guy from Ole Miss to watch the girls. I think Marta, one of them. I think it's probably Marta. But Pang was so good. The dude called the Ole Miss coach. And man wanted Pang right away. And that's SEC. That's to show you, like, man, the talent was just there. We had no business knowing about SEC and them time. We had known them because we watched them on TV, but we didn't really know the difference between Major D and we really didn't know Mumba. Even when I went to college, I didn't know the difference. I just know Division 1, and that's it.
That's scholarship. That's it.
That's it. But man, that's to show the type of talent we had, man. It's crazy. A
lot of good talent, and a lot, man. A lot of good talent. Just imagine if they was put in a situation where they could get an opportunity to evolve even more.
That's right. That's right. Man. Hopefully, we get over this COVID thing. That's the realm I want to get to. That's the way I want to get to. So hopefully we can get to that, and we can really put VI training. We gotta start with our first training and the coaching, and get everybody in line in terms of we need to have one goal. This is what we're trying to produce, and we'll be good. We got a talent. We got a raw talent, but even the raw talent needs to be nurtured and shaped into that beautiful diamond. You can't just say we got raw talent and that's it. Nothing raw don't work.
Don't work, brother. It only take you so far, man. It only take you so far.
Yep.
It's true, man. Once everybody on the same plan, man, and the same vision, man, the sky's the limit for the youths, then, brother. Trust me. Yeah.
So Pang look like he gonna come in at all today.
Let me see. You know what? He texts us.
And I really want to ask you some question about his son, man. I saw his son, man. His son is top. 6'6". Wow. That's amazing, Beanie.
Yeah, check your group text, man. You got to. I'm gonna hit Pang up later, man. If you read your group text, I didn't want to say it over the.
I had to put it on mute, so because I really want to.
I'm gonna definitely hit Pang up, man. I'm gonna text you after the show too, But yeah, man.
So, man, Mumba, man, as we move on in terms of our show, because we don't want to let the people think we're done with it. Like you said, we have some very good, interesting interviews coming up. I know a lot of you guys was asking a lot for Jabari. Hopefully, I will be in contact with him, and hopefully he will be on, and we'll be doing some major things same way. Mumba have some very nice interviews, including a coach we would like to get on. We can't say the names there yet until we lock them man in, but we have a very good lineup coming in. Yeah. And we're really trying to take it to the next level. Man, it would be great if we can get Timmy on.
That'd be great.
I really enjoy watching Tim Duncan in that Tony Parker, um, biography, man. Man, Timmy did a great job. I actually learned more about Timmy in that than his 20 years in the NBA.
Yeah,
The way he spoke about Tony, and he carried himself, and he supported him, and he even joked and bust a couple jokes. I like, oh shoot, that hit him. That was really
that's
cool.
that's why I think, like, him coming on, it'd be cool, man, because it's like he could just do it, say whatever you want. We just, ain't nothing planned, ain't like an ESPN interview where we have set questions.
Exactly.
Nah, you just be yourself, talk. I think people would like to see him in that type of light.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
try to get Raja on though. I know I can get Raja on. Raja busy because Raja will be doing his podcast, but
yeah, he busy,
I'm
man.
gonna touch him, see if I can get on Raja. Raja would be a great interview. Raja is a very fun person. He's more fun than a lot of people think. More down to earth.
Go down
He
to
do
earth,
have
yeah,
his Yankee accent, but we used to tease him and tell him to speak Crucian. I definitely gonna let he do stuff like that if he come on. You
yeah,
guys will definitely trip out, but Raja will be a great interview.
yeah. That'd be good,
So
man.
I'm gonna reach out to Raja. We're gonna try to get on some really good, iconic players out there and see what's going on.
Yeah, Karen, I got to send you my mailing address. I got you, Karen. I got you. I got you. I appreciate you always. Yeah, I get a Bradley stuff. No, yeah, man. We just gonna keep doing what we doing, man, with the show, man. Like you said, we get some good, people coming up, and we welcome anybody. We welcome anybody, and we just trying to preserve history. Not just sports, but it could be in anything too. So we just trying to preserve history and just give the people them, information, and provide for the use them in the future. The next generations and stuff like that. So. And I always say this: anybody more than welcome to come on the platform. If anybody wants to use the platform for something else, they're more than welcome to do it, because we don't be on every day. So you guys could do something on your own time. That I could provide my platform. Ain't no problems with me whatsoever. So, but I'm definitely, definitely looking forward to the to March. I definitely would like to hear a lot of stories from the females. We don't have that much females on to begin with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I would like to hear a lot from the different women out there and stuff like from the VI and stuff. And
Talking
so
about that real quickly, I saw Miss Bryson. She was online earlier. I don't know if she's still on, but I definitely have to call you if you're still on. I'm very happy you love the book. So we definitely need to talk about stuff in terms of how to get it rolling. But I appreciate that you enjoy the book. So Mumbai looked like I knock it out of the park with the book. So that's kind of cool.
I tell you, brother, when I first read it, man, I was like, man, I said, man, I was like, man, Tien is the man, brother. This man is the man. When I read it, I was like,
Oh
man,
man.
it's just perfect, man. It draws you in, and you just reading it, and it's like, it's like a movie, man. It's like a little
Right.
short film. That's why I'm saying, it's like, man, that's something special, man. Honestly, that's
Yeah,
something
man.
special. It's something
Well,
special.
like I tell you, I just try to I try to keep the attention of the reader so that he don't read no empty words. Every word he read, he want to read more. That was my goal when I write it. Sometimes you buy a book. I don't read a lot too, and then you read good for the first couple paragraphs or first couple pages, but then they go into a lot of lengthy stuff
Yeah,
which don't have what you really want, so you fall asleep and say, I gotta read this another
yeah,
day.
you're
I didn't
struggling.
want that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanted to just keep your attention every time. So you will be like, I don't want to read no more, but I want to know what you guys the next. That kind of mentality.
yeah.
And
That's
that's
how
what
it
I
is,
was
man.
thinking.
Yeah, man. That's good, man. I like it, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, big up. Oh, Dwayne said that he saw Terry, but Terry don't have a computer. So hopefully we could get, hopefully we could walk something over with Terry Simon, man. We definitely love to get him on.
That would be great. Where he saw Terry.
Yeah, somewhere, back home, somewhere. He probably
I
was
gotta go
by
look
his
for Terry.
college entrance or something,
That would be
probably.
a nice interview.
Yeah. It'd be nice, man, because he was another one, man. He was amazing, man. He
He was
was,
great,
man.
man.
He was
Terry,
like Kobe before Kobe, bro.
Terry,
To
he
me,
was great.
yeah,
Especially
rest in peace,
when,
Kobe.
and anytime Terry come game with the church socks on, you getting 40.
You get 40.
Yeah.
Get 40. Good night, good night.
You
You
can
get
tease
40.
the all you want,
Let's see.
but as long as Terry come to the gym with short socks on, you're dead.
It's
So
true, man.
you better go look for him. You better give some regular socks, guys. If you give regular socks, you might only get about 20, 25. But as long as he come in with the short socks, you ain't got no hope, son. Terry was a monster.
Yeah,
Pull
he
up
was a monster.
J, 3-pointer. He'll dunk on you. He can cross you over. He can fade away. What a talented guy.
Talent,
He
bro.
was so talented.
So talented. I love seeing this man play, man. Love seeing this
I,
man.
I definitely gotta go check he for real.
Yeah, man.
He, does he has a phone and stuff? I guess I'll link Dwayne after to talk about he in
Yeah,
terms of you know, 'cause we know his situation a little bit, but definitely would love to guy him on and help you out.
yeah,
Once I
yeah,
started
man.
out, I was thinking, damn, what's that? Talk to somebody. Well, I was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
man.
go ahead, Mumba.
I was just gonna say that we just, we gonna move in the direction of getting a lot more, even getting more non-athletes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that's a good
But
idea.
yeah, so so we doing good things, man. A lot of people, they love what we doing and stuff. And I mean, I love what we do too, man. It's just hearing a lot of different stories, man. And I learned a lot from you and Pan and Ali, the guests them too as well, about life and how to approach stuff and how situations
Yep,
that you
yep.
have been through, and it just helps you as a person, man. Just hearing all those different stories and make you see the world from a different perspective, man, and approach stuff
You
differently.
know, man, Mumba, man, I echo everything you say. Same way. It's so crazy how many elders, when I say elders, people older than us, actually
Yeah,
watch this show. I actually saw Bunyan. That's who I needed to get, Mr. Bunyan.
Bunyan.
And I said, man, I gotta get you on the show, man. I got everybody said you was a leading scorer. So he said he ain't ready yet, but when he ready, he gonna come on. But Bunyan to be watching the show. There's a lot of people to be watching the show, man. It'll be so good to just walk across and go and everybody be like, man, we really love what you guys doing, man. The show is awesome, man. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. And I said, man, our ultimate goal is we have the archive, we have the record, but we can take a lot of these shows. And when we do get a sports hall of fame, we can put some of these stories next to the person name so people can actually see the person and hear from them. That would be awesome. That would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's true, man. It's true, man. So, you know, I like it, man. It's we do what we gotta do, man. We do what we gotta do to help
That's
these
right.
people up, man. So, but we just gonna keep moving, man. That's
Yep.
the thing.
As
So,
we said we're gonna do 2 hours. We got over, so I get extra time. So,
yeah,
Mumba, check me
so.
out.
All right, man. Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody asking questions and saying good afternoon, good evening, good night and stuff and everything, man. Me and Tegan, we appreciate you guys as well as Pan. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you guys always supporting us and tuning in and stuff like that, man. Big up to Dwayne, Karen, Carrie Ann, Alrika, Mohead, a lot of the different people are Kim. Everybody, man, just appreciate you guys supporting us, man, and always tuning in and getting us different guests and stuff like that to come on the show. Dwayne, Carrie Ann, Akim, they always suggesting people and spreading the word and stuff like that. So we just appreciate you guys. Definitely. We won't have a show next week Sunday because it's Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
To all the true fans there, we don't want to disturb you guys. So we never have a show. And then the following Sunday, we have Josiah James locked in, and then we have some special guests. Hopefully everything works out. We'll get them on. You guys just look up for the posts and stuff like that. It might be a different day. It just depends on our schedule. Tiga's schedule, my schedule, and the guests and stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody, man. Much love to everybody. And again, if anybody needs to use the platform, you guys more than welcome to hit me up. You guys could use it and send it to whatever platform you guys want to send it to. Because we usually be on we always on every Sunday. If not, sometimes we on a Wednesday. So if any other day you guys want to use it, you guys can. We don't have to be involved or anything like that. So,
Yep. Well
yeah,
said, man.
Yeah,
My brother, man, Sal Love, really enjoyed the conversation. We took it from
conversation.
sports to politics to life to godly.
Yeah.
We touched every angle tonight. That's good.
Yeah, good conversations, man. Hey, I always willing to love for you, my brother, man. You're a smart person,
Hey,
man.
I
And
was willing to learn from you, same way, bro.
yeah, man. That's how it is, brother. Yeah, man. So much love, man. Tiga, much love, Pan. Respect, everybody. Love. We out. Elite Podcast.